t-shirt, you done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to another round. We for another round of this mess to go down. My thoughts on Shareese and Zadia. Hey, one last time, you know what I'm saying? Who was right? Who was wrong? Let's set this record straight real quick. Hopefully, I'll be joined by a couple more people. We in for a quick one. We here for a good time, not a long time. We just gonna get it all thing because I was going through and reading some of the responses back from the Culture Live, and clearly everybody did not fully watch everything that I had to say about a lot of stuff. Now, I've told y'all in some of my car rants before, sometimes when you are a real person and you go up against a petty liar, y'all figure out who is who. When you are a real person, you go up against a petty liar, it gets very hard. Sometimes you just got to walk away from the situation and let well enough be. Let that little liar be exposed on their own. However, sometimes when we are just too real and it's on our chest and we be hurting, we be having to let the people know that we are hurting in that moment. So I am joined here with my girl C-Way because she didn't get her a chance to fully express or say anything that she wanted to say on the topic. So let's get into it a little bit. And then I'll address some of the comments that I was reading because y'all obviously misunderstood me as well. But here we go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good. I know you didn't get a chance to really come into that little debate that we had on Kojo's channel the other day and say what you had to say. And I know the people was looking for you. Unfortunately, I don't have all the people here for you, but we're going to make sure they see it somehow.
So help me out. Which aspect? Because y'all was talking for 4 hours. So which part of the debate are we talking about?
So the debate took a lot of different turns, which, you know, it's depending on how you receive the information when we saw it or whatnot. But most of it was dealing on one, Shareese and her feelings, and then two, about her being ganged up on, and three, about Ashley doing too much. My majority of us agreed that Ashley was doing too much in the moment or whatnot. So we'll just speak on the other 2 points for the most part, unless you have something different from Ashley about Ashley. But the other 2 parts of Shareese's feelings when being asked by the host and her being ganged up on.
Yeah. You know, y'all took so many turns, and I actually agree with different people at different times, right? I think I'm of the common opinion that Ashley was doing way too much. And I think because she's just so extra and makes things about her, honestly, she took that conversation left and escalated it way beyond where it needed to go. Now, did Shareese kind of bring people into it a little bit by saying she felt ganged up on? She did, but to me, if I was sitting on the couch, I probably wouldn't have paid it no mind because she just seemed like she was just talking. Like, oh, I feel ganged up on. Da, da, da. Honestly, if I know I didn't gang up on her, I'm not even responding to that. At most, I would have been like, girl, kind of like how Vern did. Girl, ain't nobody ganged up on you. I mean, that's probably the most I would have said, and I would have let her have it. I think the way Ashley carried on right next to her was absolutely too much. But I will say, I was listening to y'all debate, and Kojo did make one point that I really did like, and I didn't think about when I first watched it. I do think that Shareese does have a lot of audacity, wanting people to hear her feelings the way she dismisses other people's feelings and doesn't listen. And I think that's the irony between her and Zadia, that a lot of times they do the same thing. So that's kind of what I think, but I really don't think nobody ganged up on Shareese. I do think in that moment, though, Ashley piling on just made the conversation completely unbearable, and she needs to stop making everything about her because everything is just not about her, and she tends to do that. So.
And I fully agree with that because, like I say, when I watched it back, that's what helped me move back to the middle as as far as Ashley's behavior was in that moment, because it's like, girl, stop scooting over, sit still, don't be touching me and all this stuff like that, because the question is being directed to me about something outside of here. So this is not the time for you. Stop making everything about you. And then when Vern did speak up about, hey, nobody, I didn't gang up on you and this stuff, here go Ashley again, trying to make the scene about her. And it's like, Ashley, calm down, chill out. So in some regards, I do feel when Shareese got up and saying, like, listen, I can't sit next to this, I understand, because like I say, them long ass nails all in my face, we'd have had some problems. She was too close to Shareese's face for me. Okay. However, I do feel, one, a lot of my things go to Shareese because I feel like she is the more open and more susceptible to being not, I don't want to say educated, but being critiqued in a way that she will understand. She will look at herself and say, you know what, I could have been better here or there, or whatever stuff, more so than Zadia. Zadia's in her Delulu or whatever we want to call it. She's in her own little la la land. She ain't gonna listen to any of us. She gonna block us before anything. We have seen that already. Okay.
Right.
However, I feel like Shareese is more approachable. She's more understanding. And for me, what I was saying is, in the moment, if I want people to understand my feelings, I have to sit through that misunderstanding for the moment, so we can get to the point of that understanding. When I'm in a relationship with somebody and I'm telling you, like, Seaway, you made me feel like this, you could sit there and look at me all day with a blank stare because you don't know how or why or whatever it is that you did to make me feel that way, until I sit there and say, hey, when we was over here on such and such block and you said this to me in that moment right there, this is what caused that to make me feel that way. Until I sit there and hash it out with you, you're just going to be looking at me like, well, I didn't do nothing to make you feel anyway. I have to give you those examples. And so that was a lot of my point during the debate is, if you want me to know how you're feeling and why you're feeling this way, give me examples. Otherwise, I can perceive it however I feel like perceiving it in that moment. And most of the time, I'm going to perceive it as, I didn't do anything to you.
Well, that's why I'm confused about what made it really a debate, because I feel like y'all were all saying the same thing. At the end of the day, they're both not listening to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why they don't hear what the other is saying. And Zadia is also being unreasonable, and then Shareese turns around and is unreasonable. Like, for example, with the whole thing about LJ.
Yeah.
Everybody who's not being obtuse and lying to themselves knows that Zadia brought that up to be shady. Was it slight shade? Yeah, I don't think she was trying to like go nuclear with her. But she brought it up to be shady. Mm-hmm. And she refuses to admit that, right? And then Shareese refuses to admit that she was trying to air Zadia out by bringing up the coming into the, in the middle of the night thing. Like, my thing is, like, you guys both don't admit to nothing. Mm-hmm. So I don't do Team Zadia, Team Shareese, because what this episode and what this season showed, they both are literally two sides of the same coin. They be doing the same thing. So all of that to me is like whatever. Only thing that I have a strong opinion on is like when I sat back and watched the show, I was like, Ashley, shut the F up. Why are you screaming next to this lady? Because Shareese, regardless, Shareese did not have to sit by while a lady is screaming next to her. I wouldn't be going for that. You're not going to be sitting here screaming next to me. So.
And as I watched it back several times, it's like I could see a lot of things that they were doing to aggravate or get under skin. Because listen, me and Shareese is Leos. I already know how she's feeling, especially when somebody you don't care for is being adorned or like joke with other people that you kind of care for and stuff like this. Is like, okay, so what's going on behind you? You start getting a little paranoid. You start overthinking too much and all this stuff like that. So I could see how she was getting aggy by a lot of things, because it's like in 1 minute y'all laughing and joking with Zadia. Now you over here talking about friend this, friend that. Now, I looked at it when I first listened to it. I was kind of listening to it halfway paying attention. I was at work when I was watching it. And I took the initial stance of Ashley saying, hey, friend, just listen, because usually that's how me and my friends are. If we in some situation and stuff and some things occur and somebody's coming at me some type of way, my friend would address me, friend, hey, just listen, just hear them out for a second. See what they got to say or whatever. So that's the initial stance I was coming at when I seen it. But when I was watching it, I was like, yes, Ashley is doing way too much in this moment. Like, you cannot keep bouncing around or whatever. We're having a serious moment right now. This is not about you. Just sit still and shut up. Don't do nothing. They're talking to me right now. Shut up. Don't talk to me and don't make me try to feel some type of way. I'm having a moment. They're making me recall some things I probably blocked out for a whole minute and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be crying on this stage. I'm not trying to be this type of way on the stage. Sit still. Leave me alone. When I didn't like what Ashley for a fact is when Vern piped up and was defending herself, Ashley all of a sudden want to say something. Because just a minute ago, all you was doing was making faces and was just like, oh, no, 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 no. And now you want to be in my face. So I agree with you on that. You're screaming at me? Why? Why are you screaming at me? And that's where I take Sean's stance on, where it's like, if you want to just approach me some type of way, you got to be calm. It's like, sis, you wasn't even in it. Vern was calm enough. Like, hey, yo, I didn't say anything to you. I didn't gang up on you or whatever and stuff like that. But here go Ashley trying to make the scene about herself. And that's a problem.
And that's all it was. That's all it was. When you try, when you're prone to making things about you, everything is going to be lost in translation, because nobody is listening when you're screaming at them. At that point, you're not going to get a point across when you start yelling at people. It doesn't even matter if Shareese is right or not. When people start yelling and doing all that stuff, you're going to shut down. Especially when you're like, look, I'm on national television. I'm asking you, give me 10 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet, something. No pressure. Back up with them nails. And then as soon as Ashley said, I don't care about how you feel, yeah, I would have had to walk off too. Because you're going to have to care about how I feel when you're swinging your nails in my face. Them claws have to be put up.
Well, you ain't got to care about how I feel, but you're going to feel how I feel in a second. Them claws don't get them.
Exactly. So personally, I was agitated. But I normally am pretty annoyed with people who just don't know how to, people who got to make everything about them. Because there is a group of people who legit just need so much attention. I don't like attention seeking activity. So I already knew I was going to have a problem with that. Because I'm just like, how does scene get to be about you?
Right.
It's not about you. Like, what is happening?
For real.
So
yeah, it was a lot going. It was a lot of movement going on, and I think that's what turned the whole thing to a debate, because it was just so many different parts, and you pick up the part that I guess resonate with you for a second, and then that's where you stand on and stuff. And so it's like the lot of the tussle that we were having was over the feeling part of it all or whatnot. And my whole thing is, Shareese never stated her actual feeling outside of saying that she was ganged up on. She didn't say she felt ganged up on. She said she was ganged up on. The question was addressed to her. Did this thing make you feel some type of way?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't a safe space for her to do all that. No way. We just go keep it. So she did what I probably would have done. I'm not finna be giving you all my feelings when I know y'all all got y'all preconceived notions anyway, and they may be right. But they may be right, preconceived notions, but I'm not finna be, getting into all of my emotions when I know y'all done made up your mind. I mean, we see that every day in the chat. People pick their sides. Now, there's some people who will take the time to see both sides and believe in nuance. But there's a lot of people, once they pick their side, they don't like you. They not finna come up off that. Now, what's more nuanced, I want to talk about before I lose service going into this garage, is this Tabari situation where he in the comments saying he did communicate. He said he did communicate with her. That's what he said.
That's what he said, child. And I'm waiting for these interviews to drop because that's what I spoke about when I spoke about Vern. I just don't understand what she means by the word communication. Like, what do you mean by that? Because obviously it's not the same for everybody. Because if he's saying he communicated at some point during the day, you know what I'm saying? That's communication.
What throw me off is I was with Vern. I watched the live, right? I was with Vern with the part where there's a lot of women who get in her comments, I'm sure, and basically get mad that she doesn't want men that they would want, right? I think she was onto something there. I'm pretty sure people are pretty hard on her about the fact that, you know, she's turning down men that they feel like are good men, and that's kind of agitating for them, right? There is also probably a group of women that get on her about her boobs being out, titties being out, dresses being too tight. Like, I'm sure she's not lying about none of that. Here's my only issue, though. Just being realistic. Where Vern is losing me at is that my gut is telling me that she wouldn't have liked Tabari no matter what he did. Exactly. And so what is sending me is the fact that I feel like we're making it about communication, but I don't think if it wasn't he may have been a piss poor communicator. I'm not saying he wasn't. Let's just say we believe her. He's a piss poor communicator. He didn't do nothing, you know, for the dates that he's supposed to do. He was just showing up, collecting a check, like Zadia man, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, but even if he was doing everything right, my gut says I still don't think she want him.
And that's a fact, Seaway, because you already know if we feel in you some type of way, we will overlook a lot of red flags. So the being that the one red flag is communication that you can't specify how he wasn't doing it. You just keep saying he wasn't communicating. Lets me know that you just wasn't feeling him, and you'd be better off being honest. Is he just wasn't my type? I understand you ladies like him, and he's a good man. He is a good man. He's just not a man for me. That's not hard to say.
I would have preferred that, because I think that is where the disconnect is that, you know, putting aside all the people who were saying all the things I just said, I think people who were, you know, always been Team Vern, really like Vern. I mean, we can't look past the fact that it was obvious that she really didn't see it for him. And so because we know she really didn't whole time see it for him for whatever reason, I think a lot of people are like, well, was it really his communication, or did you just not like him? Mm-hmm. Because as a person who gets a little aggy with people I no longer like, her disposition towards him was like she didn't like him, like he was agitating to her. And that's how a lot of women get when we don't really like a man. We're not really nice to you, you know, like we get a little, you know what I mean? And that's what she was giving.
For the fact that she simply said at the very end, it was like, I wasn't begging him to chase me or whatever. I was wanting him to leave. That lets me know you didn't like him enough. Because you didn't feel no type of way of that. You probably just hurt this man's feelings. You made him, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's devastated in this moment. He actually might have liked you. You didn't have no regards for any of that. It's just like, okay, bro, go. Your time is up.
Yeah, she was really dismissive towards him. And I don't think she really sees that. I think that's the part she doesn't see. Like, I'm seeing what she's saying, but she's really not very nice towards him. And I think that kind of comes from when you really just don't like somebody. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Because if we think back to when she was with Joel on the season and stuff like that, how she sat there and that whole time took the time to scream his name from outside, have a whole conversation about him, to him, about how he chose Kyra, trying to make him understand how that made her feel in the long run and all that. And that's the example I'm talking about, giving people examples on how things make you feel. But still, how it made her feel, how much time she gave him to go through all of that or whatever and stuff. She was very dismissive to this man because she was not like that with Joel. You sat there, was pleading your case and all this stuff to Joel about, you know, how he chose Kyra when he spent all this time with him and all this stuff. You didn't like Tabari, and it's okay. The show is not designed for you to like everybody that pops up on here.
Right. And I think sometimes we just don't want to be hold on, what Miss Pretty Amazing said. Mary 10 years at Vern said she wasn't seen as
a child. So
what
now
that
maybe
mean?
she likes attention. Oh, she wasn't seen as a child. So she didn't get attention as a child. So that's why this is what she's trying to say.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not really like Sean. I think Mary 10 years is so negative.
Oh, girl, don't start this shit.
I'm just saying.
No,
No, this is not another round's opinion. This is my opinion.
No YouTube beefs, babe.
I hope she ain't beefing about another person's opinion. That ain't your opinion.
The irony, right?
Right? How we gonna be mad about somebody else's opinion?
No.
You say no. CJ, that's the problem.
It's too early. I don't want no beefs. Yep.
That's the problem. You gotta say it with your chest. No, for real. You don't think that way. I personally think that, but
I listen to people and I take what I can from them, and whatever else don't resonate with me, I just keep it pushing. That's how I feel. Not everything everybody says sits with me like that. So it is what it is.
I even had to learn that myself. I'm like, when you start like doing self-reflection, I'm like, am I being critical? Because the thing is, it's really easy to be critical. I don't think people realize like being critical is easy, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to try to figure out, like where people are really coming from and what's really happening.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I have to take a step back. I'm like, I'm being critical, even in my own situation.
Just to bring back to Shareese and in that moment and stuff like that. Like, I've been in that moment. I just recently came out of that moment at my job. Like, so I get where Shareese's stance is, but sometimes when we are in that position, we gotta keep our head about us and not start to draw more people into a battle we have going on with somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times, if you look at yourself, you won't actually be as hard on other people. Because I promise you, if Shareese and Zadia really did a deep dive with themselves and then looked back out at each other, they probably would have way more grace for each other, to be honest. Because they be doing the same stuff. They be circling the same drain. Now, I will say, shout out to Shareese. Shareese got some boundaries on her, okay? Shareese don't be playing these games. She wouldn't be playing the games that Zadia is playing with Cam. Let's just be for real.
And in my personal opinion, and here go, I might get blocked now for this one. And in my personal opinion, Shareese is more straight up, no chase than Zadia is. Zadia is, we like to play in fairy tale land a lot, make believe stories and stuff. So like I said, I don't know both of these ladies in the real world. Zadia could be really possibly be really cool and stuff like that. Shareese, I've talked to her on several occasions. I know she's pretty cool and chill, whatnot. So it's just like, I don't have no bias to either of these ladies. I'm not team any of these ladies or whatnot. I just feel like in that moment, I will hold Shareese to more regard because I feel she's more approachable to be talked to and more understanding and more realistic to how she can come off to people and more willing to make the changes that she needs for herself.
And I saw a lot of growth in Shareese this season. And I also saw where Zadia was working on stuff too. I mean, change doesn't happen overnight. It does not happen overnight, So I feel like the only person who came back the same way we last seen him was Mama Ashley. I think everybody tried to do something different. Now, did it work out? Maybe no, it didn't work out for everybody, but I saw people really try. And for that, like, you got to give people recognition for doing, for giving it a try. If I lose you in the garage, I'm going to pop back on here, but I may not lose you guys.
All right. Yeah. We did see a lot of growth from these ladies from the time we first met them on their original season. Some growth went in reverse. Because I think from the understanding that Some people Benjamin buttoned on us, you know what I'm saying? They went back, they reverted back because as El says, you know, she was nicer on her season. But sometimes when we get that camera bug, we want to be seen and we want to be highlighted. So there's that. So, you know, you just never know what person you're gonna get. And for the most part, I feel like both Zadia and Shareese had to redeem who they were perceived to be on their season. And I use the word perceived loosely. But they both had to redeem who they were perceived to be on their season. So them two had to do the most, you know, when it came to the 180 of it all. Shareese showed a lot. It was good to see her open up because we didn't get a lot of that in the first go around. It was Shareese really tight and really closed off, and you know, we just thought she was just being her or whatever. Come to find out, there's reasons behind it, and it was good to see her with a man that opened her up enough for us to really get to visit the real Shareese, to see the real Shareese. Is there things that we both need to improve on? Me and her speaking as a Leo and stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes the temper gets the best of us. I see it. I speak to her because I see it in me. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with the little fairy tales of it all. I don't like to deal with the lies and all that stuff like that. I'm not cool with people that like to lie to themselves or to others. So for me, I don't really speak to Zadia because there's no point. I don't address Zadia's ways because there's no point, because people like that, I have learned, you can talk to you black and blue and all you're going to do is lose all your air while they still going off the dreamland and doing what they want to do. So, and in that moment, if y'all really look back at it, Zadia was sitting quiet while everything else was going on because the question was addressed to Shareese. It had nothing to do with Zadia in the moment. So Zadia wasn't even involved in the whole back and forth. Then Shareese brought the other two in, so they jumped in and actually took over and started doing way too much. I don't know. I done watched it a few times and I'm just like, yeah. She got anxious energy. Maybe alcohol should be limited. Ooh, child. I know. I'm wondering if they'll make amends and just be cordial moving forward. I hope so, Sean. I hope so. I feel like these two, I don't think they will be like, I don't think they would be best of friends. The crazy fact is that they so much alike, you would think that they could. But like I say, sometimes when you are on this thing where you realize you ain't got to lie to nobody because the only person that can punish you is God or whatever, except for when you get into the court, you might want to lie. Just keep your freedom a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But that's a different story. But when you realize that, you know, the people around you can't really do nothing but walk away and walk out your life and you probably be better off without them in it, you don't really deal with people too much that like to play. And every time you ask them a question, you got to try to figure out if it's the truth or not. You know, you really don't have time for all them games or whatnot. So a lot of times we on that side of the fence won't deal with Zadias for too long. We'll just have them as a certain type of friend. Maybe they fun to go out with or hang out or eat with or something like that. But being our best friend, like Shareese too closed off for Zadia to be the best friend. And then on top of it, you'll never know what day you're going to get with Zadia, whether she going to tell your truth or not. But on the same token, Shareese is kind of like that too. You just never know when Shareese going to tell your truth or not. She too damn truthful. Like, girl, shut up.
Yeah, I don't think their energies complement each other, and that's okay. Sometimes
Okay.
people's energy just, you know, it it doesn't complement, and you know.
Yeah. Trey Max says similar people tend to be the more difficult the resolvement with, being my experience. Yeah, sometimes it could be like that. Sometimes you're too similar to. I think sometimes what it is that you're too similar to realize that y'all both a little wrong in the situation. You just looking at the mirror and not realizing that's you on the other side. So I don't know.
I mean, very rarely do you get people even on these shows that come on the post interview or come somewhere and be like, you know what, I was a fool for that. I was wrong for that. You know, um, a lot of people, you know, it's hard to kind of do that. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta leave people where they at. Because what I will say is, if you got on national TV and you haven't yet figured out, after being able to look at yourself and be like, you know what, this is kind of what I did wrong, this is what I did right. I mean, there's not a lot of help for you. And I don't think it helps. I think it's the issue is also compounded by the people that also attack these folks. And so when they get attacked, they stop listening and they stop working on, they shut down because they just like, okay, these people telling me to put my titties up are the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And then you stop actually like trying to figure out.
That's all you got to say is where am I put them? Where am I put these things?
Oh, there's some people very offended by that. I mean, I don't care what that lady wear. I don't care what that lady wear.
Y'all know me. Y'all see me. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear when I want to wear it. Things might be hanging out.
Let's keep it real, Jay. Can we keep it real?
Always.
Let's be 100% honest. Remember how cute you looked in Houston? What you wore in the outfit that you gave me, the green one with the. If a person like Vern would have wore either of those outfits, we would have been all types of hoes.
Yep.
It even looked more. I even think it looked better on you than it looked on me because of your shape and your model-like shape. Why do people not want to? I mean, I guess they're saying that, but like that's the truth. So yeah, Vern got her titties out, but her titties are big.
Yeah. I'm saying it's like what she want her to do with them. She can't. You want her to strap them down. You know what I'm saying? Like what you want her to do with them. She can't. Certain things she can't help. So you want her to wear oversized clothes. You know.
I don't know. Mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they say, she's leading with her body. Her body is leading before her. I mean, I'm not saying she ain't amping it up, and maybe she is wearing a little sexual stuff. I'm not gonna say they're 100% wrong. I'm not trying to say that, but she's made how she's made. I think they want her to dress like a skirt dress from last season.
Yeah. I mean, I think what the thing is too, and I don't know if I told you or if I told this to Sean, is that I don't feel she wants to be in a relationship. Her energy doesn't give me that she wants to be in a relationship. So sometimes when you combine energy with wardrobe, it gives you a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like I can wear a full pantsuit right now, but if I don't have the confidence to rock that pantsuit, it's just gonna be like, oh, what you got that on? But then I could step out and look like a Zendaya up in it because of the confidence. You know what I'm saying? So it's like different energies that you give in certain outfits. So if I'm wearing something that's ho-ish, and I'm out here being loose and running around, jumping on every man and twerking everywhere, then of course you're gonna perceive me how you see me. But if I wear that same outfit, but walk in with class and sit down and be real ladylike with it and stuff, and you're going to have to respect me regardless on what I got on as a lady. That's what it is. And I'm not saying that Vern carries this energy, but a lot of people translate your outfit into the energy that you're supposed to have. And it's like, no, my energy translates the outfit into what y'all believe or whatever, because I can wear boy clothes and still be out here twerking and be a ho out here and get your man's attention in that. I done pulled man's attention in basketball clothes, so I know I can get it in anything I wear. So I don't know what people want her to do about the body that she got. Go get surgery and get it removed. I don't know what y'all want from that part. That's why I don't dwell on that part of her.
Yeah, I think it's the other lifestyle issue. It's the other lifestyle things that's compounded with her clothes, which is probably what people are getting. But
and Ebony said it best right there. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. People talked about Liz because she was too conservative. Exactly. and also because of Liz's energy with the conservativeness. But at the same time, with Liz's energy, when she had her boobs out, we was all like, ma'am, excuse us, like you the church lady, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's the energy that you carry when you in certain clothes sometimes. So
agreed.
He said the Christians chew up Erica Campbell every time, and she be wearing classy things that are tailored. You know what Christians gonna do? What Christians do, baby. You can't stop them. They gonna Christian out all the time. It's just, I feel like Vern's energy gives me she don't want a relationship. That's just what it gives me. It ain't got nothing to do with her clothes or nothing like that. Her whole overall energy is that she don't want a relationship that to one person, that she has to be tied down to one person. She just give me like, I want to date multiple people, have fun, and one day if one of you lucky bastards become my one, great. Yeah. But anyway, you got any final thoughts? You know, see what you say.
Let's see. Final thoughts. I don't know. I just say the best thing is before you're super critical, look in the mirror and try to see if you can find some common ground. You know, also, if the situation is not about you, please don't make it about you. And that goes to Ashley. Like, please do not escalate a situation doing all that hooping and hollering when really it has nothing to do with you to begin with. Yeah, and that's it. Cause I just got to the hair shop, so I don't want to be whispering.
Like I'm gonna cut it down. So, but yeah, my final thoughts on this whole situation is I'm not team anybody. I don't know these people in real life. You know what I'm saying? If I meet them, I'm gonna keep the same energy until I get to know them. I don't know you. You're cool. That's how I feel. Do I feel some people is right and wrong in a situation? No, because I like I told y'all, if I was in Shareese's shoes, part of me don't know how it be. I know when I get aggy, I can explode on a whole bunch of people, and then sometimes I can harness my energy and direct it to the person that is directed to. I feel in that moment I probably would have kept it a little bit more together because I know people are watching, and I would have just focused in on the host. I think that would have been the best thing for her to do instead of focusing on everybody moving around her in the room. Do I feel that she was wrong in the situation with Ashley? No. Ashley was doing too much. Too close to her, doing too much. You know, do she has the right to address how she feels and things? Yes, she do. But she also has to listen to what everybody else has to say in that moment too. And I do feel like I personally would have addressed examples so people understand when it comes to me, this is what it is. I'm saying, don't do this. So going forth, we don't have this problem again. But that's just things that I learned over time with dealing with people. This is something that she may still have to learn how to maneuver or whatnot. My best advice from my mentor was control what you can control. And that's what is your feelings. You can control your feelings. You can be happy when you choose to be happy. You could be sad when you choose to be sad. And I've learned that if I want to be angry with somebody and sit in that anger, that's what it's going to be. If I want to be unbothered, that's what it's going to be. So
exactly. Mimi said, we ain't forever 21. Stay about that store.
I moved up, maybe, and I moved up. Now.
You do have the dress for your body type.
But hold on, see, wait, but Forever 21 was where I found them shorts you had on, baby. And I'm so bad I can't find another pair too. I'm like, I love them daggone shorts. They was cute.
But see, you can do that. You can do that.
Because they told me I was Forever 21, Mimi.
You got a little model shape that you can be Forever 21. If you don't, that ain't where you need to be. You need to be somewhere else.
When they stop making your size, look, when they stop making your size, that's when you need to move on.
Exactly. I'm about to graduate out of Aritzia too, because I don't know if they got Aritzia where y'all at, but any place that got like started 00, I feel like you're telling me I don't need to be there. And there was a time, Jay, I know you had this too, because you've been small, where I used to be mad walking into like Express, Gap, somewhere when I was younger, because I'm like, the two would feel like a 22 on you. And then you finally grow up and you're like, wait.
I'm sorry. See, wait, the funniest thing is I can't recall ever being a 0. I can't recall being less than a 3.
You were never a 0? I used to be a 00.
I probably was because I was skinny, but I've always had butt. So I can't recall being less than a 3. I can't recall. It's probably earlier, but I can't recall. When I started shopping, I was a 3.
So. Oh, man. So look, I was a 00 at Limited 2. That was back in the day when they had Limited 2. Mm-hmm. I used to be a 00. And that was the only place I could shop, because if you would go to like a Macy's, anything like that,
mm-hmm.
them 2s and 0s are like women's 2s and 0s, right? Like, so it was hard for me to fit it.
Then I was possibly also a 3 because I was tall, so it was hard to find things with the length. So there's that too. So
that probably is what boosts you up.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I think that actually makes a difference. Maybe since you be in there squeezing and stuff. In Aritzia, you be in Aritzia. I
But
love
yeah,
Aritzia, but they giving not size inclusive. Okay, they giving Lululemon lately. I need them to do
shut
better.
up, Trey. I'm not skinny with a fatty. Shut always. And yes, Mimi, a long time ago, child. I think I was in elementary at the size 3. I feel like I went from a 0 to a 3 real quick. I don't know how it happened.
Also, Two Love Keela says, as a member of the Big Boob Committee, I will not walk into any place with my, I think she was saying boobs, sitting on my lap. This like,
Exactly. They did
child, I feel bad for y'all because I promise you, if I had anything more than the C I got, I would be straight to the chop shop. They would have to go.
Child, I used to be envious and stuff until I seen my best friend go through all her thing wearing double sports bra and all this stuff. I was like, child.
You can't even freaking run. Even with the C, I be on the treadmill doing at my little treadmill class. And if you don't bring the right sports bra, you're not gonna be able to finish the class. And
Mm-hmm.
that's with a C. It
Yep.
hurts.
I'm glad to be in the itty bitty up there. But listen, y'all be having that lower body. You be getting the bouncing too much on that lower body too. That be hitting too. It be like, hold on now.
Oh yeah, because if them thighs start rubbing, and when you run it, sometimes if your butt jiggle a little bit too much, that can hurt too. So
Right. Dragging you down. You trying to get up a hill and it's weighing you down. Like, come on now.
I used to pray to be thick because my mama was always thick and I was small. And now looking back, I'm like, the note to your younger self, I'm like, you was a mother effing idiot. Why would you ever pray for? Why did you pray for such dumb stuff?
I ain't gonna lie, I was praying for it too because everybody in my family was too, and they was making fun of me. Like, so I'm like, okay. But now that I look at it, now that most of them, because know all the people, I love y'all, but we be eating. Okay, I'm glad I got my Uncle Gene so I can eat and don't have to feel bad about it tomorrow.
You saw Keith Lee gave y'all number one.
No, because we be doing the damn. You see that, but the people could have gave him number one.
Keith, only thing I had wrong with the list is putting Houston before Chicago. Other than that, the
Ooh,
list was A1. But
we
New Orleans being number one, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at it.
do this.
Every time I go to New Orleans, I eat good. Every single time.
It's
So
so funny to me, and I have the worst experience when I go to New Orleans if I eat out. I have to really talk to the people because I be like, don't give me that Zatarans because I know what y'all doing. Y'all ain't slick. I don't want it. So tell me how to hook this up the right way. And they generally do, and I would tip the waitress like crazy if they tell me the secrets to get it the way I like it. Cause
what Trey Mack talk about this conversation is intriguing. Look, at this point, you just eavesdropping on the girls' convo, so just listen. we done veered off. We talked
we
about
go really veered off. Sorry, y'all. You don't care for gumbo? Yeah. Well, you know what? It has to be made right. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Everybody gumbo is not for me. I'm gonna tell you now. Everybody don't know how to make a roux properly. So
yeah, I'm not a big gumbo person either, which is why I was interested that New Orleans got one because I think New Orleans food that they do good is really good. But
mhm.
like for example, like I don't eat oysters, and I know everybody be going out, they get the oysters and whatever. But
What
I like
makes
New Orleans because it's easy. You can get the food. It's easy. They're not making you jump through no hoops. You
mhm.
got to be on open table to get a table. You know what I mean? So
I think what makes New Orleans food, and not to talk because I haven't been to Chicago, so I don't know what y'all food tastes like. But what makes New Orleans food so great for a lot of people is because we don't just generally use salt and pepper. Like you go to most restaurants, that's all they really put on their stuff. We use seasonings, we use herbs, we have spices. We put our foot into a lot of things, and then on top of it, most of it's seafood, and it's so fresh right there. So it's like you're getting like best quality. You're getting today's catches a lot of times.
which
And
I know is amazing.
it's a big difference. Like when we go and catch our fish and we fry it that same, it's such a big difference from going and bought some store bought fish. Like it is crazy how different it is. So for the most part, a lot of people put their love into the food down there. So
Which I think is big for Keith Lee.
I think that's actually probably why Houston got bumped higher than I think they probably should have. Is because
Mhm.
a couple of restaurants that he was going to, like people, they put in love into they food, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like nobody likes the fact that you treat it like you bothering them when you try to pull up and support their restaurant. Like
I think we ate good the whole time we was in Houston too. I feel like I ate good the whole time I was there.
it's
I,
pretty good.
yeah, I was not mad at the places that we went to. That the day lounge that we went to.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
didn't have bad food the whole time.
Yeah,
I didn't
you
think
wasn't
so.
there the day before, but we had went to Sean. I don't know if you're still here. I don't remember Grace's or something like that. They were really good, really really good food. So
Well, that
yeah.
made up for them starving us in Jamaica because I swear I lost 10
Child,
pounds.
child. Now I was so disappointed with Jamaica. I was so disappointed outside of that KFC because that KFC did that damn thing. But outside of that KFC, I was so disappointed in Jamaica with the food.
Yeah, they legit was starving us.
For
We
real.
really had to go off of the But the crazy part is I stayed at the that's what you get for talking about something because it gets worse. When I was at the Hyatt in Jamaica, their food at least was edible. It lacked seasoning.
Ooh, triple
But
D.
where we was at, ooh, triple D, Lord.
We're gonna pray for you. We're gonna pray for you, mama.
But triple D is small nowadays. I be hearing people with F's. I feel like my best
D.
friend gotta eat.
I know. I think my auntie is a F, and she the one that got them enhanced. Child, listen.
You could not pay me to lay down on the table. Yeah, Sean says graces. And
Okay.
get a foreign object in my boobs that my body can reject, all to have back pain. Mm-mm, mm-mm. When I tell you can pay me for that,
That's what I'm saying.
now
I
ain't nothing wrong with a little lipo. I would do that, but
I'm not trying to get into your whole life, but I hope that your lower half is at least balancing you out, mama. Cause shoot, I be feeling bad for those that just have all boobs and nothing to balance them out on the other end. Whew. Listen,
yeah,
listen,
that be
ain't got nothing to balance me up on the top end. I'm just holding on because my big head.
yeah. Foreign KFC is not like KFC here.
Yeah, it was way. It tasted so fresh. It's almost like I hate to say it. It felt like they was cooking the KFC on the farm. Like they went in the back and got the chicken out the back. And chicken was so fresh when we got it. I mean, maybe it's because of the wait. You got to wait for it. You waiting for it to fry it. However, it was good. Outside of that, we starved. I tried everything on room service. The best place we did have though was for Sean's birthday dinner, the French place. That was good.
And that was still nasty.
Yeah, but that, like I said, that was the best place we had. The bread was awesome.
Me and Kojo was falling asleep on the table. That's how you know, legit falling asleep.
Hmm.
I think somebody got a video of it. Oh, I
Well,
know who. I won't
now
name
we just
them.
ranting, y'all. So I'm sorry. We just hold y'all here for some reason. We said what we said.
Shoot. Well, I'm waiting. So if y'all have something else to talk about, you can let us know. I'm
I'm
here
not a
waiting.
I'm not a lollipop tray because I got a little bottom to hold me down. So I'm an awkward hourglass. Let's put it like that.
You ran my head.
Seaway was sick and
Okay.
tipsy by that time, so it's like nothing she ate at that time was gonna be good.
Honestly, I just don't eat that type of food. I mean, the food y'all had was fine, I guess. I was starving. Only thing on the menu for me to eat was that little clam chowder or lobster chowder. I don't know what the hell that was.
So if I had to rank the food from Jamaica, I would say the fish that we had by the pool when you first showed up. I don't know if you had made it in time to eat any of that.
I didn't.
That was probably the best. Besides that, the lamb I had at the French place we went to, and then after that, the oxtail. Anything past that was on the resort, yeah, they can all bunch it all together. Hell, even the drinks.
Yeah, 0 stars. Do not recommend. Oh, while we have people here, so y'all, we're supposed to be doing a ladies panel on Kojo's channel, and we'll probably link it here too.
It's going to be linked here. It's going to be
Yeah,
here. I think he's
linked
going
here.
to his channel, or he's going to promote it first, but it's going to be here.
Okay, I don't know StreamYard. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
You explain.
Yeah, so we'll be doing ladies panels. One, if you have my email and y'all got any topics that you guys want us to address or whatnot, please email me. It's going down here. It's another round 010@gmail.com. So you can email us with topics that you want us to cover, discuss. Listen, we are not here to tell you right ways or wrong ways. We just telling you some of our experiences, and maybe, if people feel like they want to give advice, I told y'all I don't do that. I'll share my experiences with y'all and what I think growing. Because today I might say one thing, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be like, you know what? I tried that out and it didn't work for me. So now.
Look, I'll give some advice. I feel like I got a lot of advice to give. People just don't be wanting to hear it. Look, Seaway's advice on another round. Look, don't get me started.
Hey, I'll do it for you, baby. I have y'all. I'll give you a 10-minute segment of just going in.
I would be happy.
They like it or whatever. I just don't say I give advice. I give you my experience. You take from it what you want. It'll sound like advice sometimes when I say it, because that's just how I talk. But don't be coming back to me. You advised me. I didn't advise shit. I told you what I went through, and I told you how I did it. Now, if it didn't work for you, that's not my problem.
You do have to preface stuff, because people are like, you told me to leave my man. Look, I ain't telling you to leave your man unless
Right.
it's under very specific circumstances. One of which is that lady in that computer and that son, which I'm not gonna go back and forth, because Michonne and I already went back and forth this morning. But
that lady in that computer alone.
Oh my gosh! Now, in those type of situations, why are you still there, ma'am? Let's be for real.
But one of our topics, I know, I'll let you guys, I'll put a post up and I'll let you know what day we're going to get to it. But one of our main topics is, us Black women standing by as long as we do a lot of stuff. And why do we do it? So we just want to flesh it out. We're not saying you should or shouldn't do it or whatever, because to each his own. But we just want to flesh out the reasons why we do some of these things and see if they're valid.
We're talking about victim blaming versus situational awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a tough one, because it's hard to be like, hey, woman, you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z without sounding like she's the reason why she got hurt.
I always get for that one.
I love that one, because I know most of y'all seen the lady, unless y'all not on TikTok, the girl who was at the man's apartment, or going to the man's apartment, when he starts shouting out his ex-girlfriend, and she ends up staying in the house and kind of making TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
And her dad said something that I thought was really helpful. He was like, next time, I mean, I'm sure she already knows that she should never do that again, right? But her dad was also like, you don't sit in a man's house who's already doing something weird like that, because you just don't know the situation. That woman could have came and tried to harm her, while she just sitting in the house. It's like stuff like that. Like, now, if she would have got harmed, it wouldn't have been necessarily her fault. But you really gotta, if stuff is already looking weird on the first sign of weirdness, you need to get out.
Yeah, everybody always get on me about this, because they like to say I'm victim blaming when I'm trying to do prevention. You know what I'm saying? It's more so, when I speak on it, it's more so to prevent yourself from being in those situations. And you can't prevent all situations from happening. You just can't. But you can put yourself in better chances of things not happening sometimes when we do certain things. I'm not one of them people like, oh, you shouldn't have wore that outfit, and those people wouldn't have did what they did, because I like to wear what I like to wear. That doesn't give people a right to do whatever they feel to me.
Right.
And so I would never agree with those people that say, oh, she shouldn't have wore that. Now, there's certain behaviors you might be performing under that make people feel comfortable enough to even try you in such and such things. And so I would speak to those regards of, if you're wearing certain clothing, maybe you can't act a certain way with that kind of clothing on, because some people out here don't have enough sense to say, hey, you're still human, you got rights, don't violate them. and you're just gonna deal with some off the wall people that don't matter what you do. So, but I
Yeah,
do.
that's the crazy part. You can only prevent so much, but it is a good conversation to have.
Mm-hmm. So it do get hard, especially when we have the incidents of situations where we're actually addressing those situations, because in that moment, it's like we're not. It seems like we're victim blaming when we're saying, "Hey, what other ways could we have prevented this?" So I get that. But maybe if we're just having that conversation without an incident per se, it might go a lot better. Because just like you said, with the father telling her, hey, don't be entertaining these type of people or whatnot, it's not him blaming her. It's him trying to tell her prevent or be more aware next time you're in this situation. So yeah, I like that.
And Breezy, we don't have a panel yet. Jay needs to pick a day. I guess she'll post it for everybody.
Yeah,
People want to come up and chat or.
What I forgot. You told me your best day, so we're gonna talk about it off in the back or whatever for the best day, so we can just get it together. Because I think I got you. I know I got Elsie, and I want to get a couple more different ladies from different opinions and stuff. So we just don't have the same people all the time. But Seaway is going to be a staple here, so y'all get used to us too, getting on y'all nerves. I already told you I'm gonna get all y'all's all year.
Especially since people led by Sean running off having the panels without me. So that's how we started the new year.
Tell him how you really feel. How you feel, Seaway? Let Sean know, because he has to validate your feelings, okay?
He's not going to validate this no more. He's probably tired of hearing it. I've already said it about 4 times, which means he knows I got 5 more times.
Not you being like Dave Chappelle in his last stand-up. I ain't gonna talk about the gays no more, but about 3 more times in this video.
You got to get it. You got to get it all out. The whole time it's not even just Sean's fault, because I got Coach up too.
Not him catching it. It's not a stray baby. It was a direct. This was aimed directly at.
I'm like, I know these folks ain't sitting up in here on New Year's Eve. I'm trying to get a good meal in, chit-chatting. I'm like, what's going on?
And the fact that he dismissed us both was just like, and I think Seaway and Jay out partying, like, excuse me? Thank you for speaking for me.
I'm like, I ain't eating my food. I'm at dinner. Y'all should be at dinner. Nobody should be here right now. That's how I felt. I'm like, why is anybody here? I'm trying to eat my little food. Thought we was going on New Year's Day when people weren't doing nothing but being drunk and hungover.
They was there for the first tussle of the year. They was with it, child. They was there for it.
Yeah, I still to this day, I watched that thing like a time and a half. I'm like, what are they arguing about? And I actually agree with Sean. I said, okay, the planet keeps rotating. I'm like, okay, I'm agreeing with Sean. I don't know what they arguing about. I'm confused.
Sean, that's Sean's go-to right there. We just go keep circling the drain when he don't want to move from his stance. That's
now he said, let us bump our gums in peace. Look, Sean in 2023, 2024, he know how not to argue. He don't pay us no mind.
That's what I said. That's what he gonna say. He's like, we just gonna keep circling the drain when he ain't trying to move from his stance.
And I said,
oh, we love you, Sean. We love you, brother.
Just ignore us.
No. But yeah, we got some topics coming for y'all. We're gonna get it together. We should have one soon, probably this week coming up, or this weekend. Once we figure out the date, but we'll get it. I know you're gonna get me, Sean. I ain't worried about you, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be a Shareese and Zadia. we gonna be May the last one win.
Even Trey said, "What Sean be dying on that hill?" He trying to figure out why he picked that one. To this day, I tell Sean every day, I don't understand. I think he got possessed that day in that Simone Biles panel. I was like, somebody took my friend, give him back.
Not the body snatchers.
Somebody just snatched his soul. I was so confused. I was like, what am I listening to right now? What is happening?
Sean be liking a good tussle, so he'd be like, let me go on the side that I can get the people going. So,
But he don't even do that though. Sean really believed that at the time. I mean,
I
at
know
the
he
time, he
believed
really
that one.
believed
I
that's,
don't believe that one.
because sometimes some people are contrarians, but that's not him. Some people will just pick a side just to be opposite folks. Which then I'll be like, okay.
But the beauty of it all, even if they intentionally picking a side, is that it helps you see things as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like Sean brought out some good points with the Simone Biles, like as far as how the host and them handled it and stuff like that. Like once you started really thinking about it, it's like somebody could have fully corrected it in that moment, and they didn't. They let it ride on and stuff. So it's like sometimes you do need that other perspective for you just to get the full picture.
I mean, they was talking about it in the new year. You would think it would be done. They was talking about it on The View this
No,
week. I know Simone like free me.
no.
Free me from this conversation.
Now she really fussing with that man. Now see what you done did.
On the freaking View? When I saw it on The View a couple days ago, I'm like, not The View, not Whoopi opining. What is happening?
Right. Look, the View trying to get some views. They like shit. We getting low on these views. We done got rid of Tamar. We done got rid of. We need some views. We gotta talk about whatever's in. Not you back, Elle said. Where the hell you go?
She said she had to work.
Oh yeah. Some of us got a job. My bad. I forgot. But yeah, people. Was that the View that Tamar was on? That was the View, right? Or was it another show?
No, that's the real.
Oh, the real child. Listen, okay, my bad.
No, they were talking about on The View, like The View, the one Barbara.
Yeah, I remember now. The older people of the real. Okay, got it.
Which was crazy because I'm like, it done made it to The View. It's like, Lord have mercy. That's when you know. I don't know what you know, but that's when you know.
Mama, we made it. That's all you could say.
But that was because she did another interview that I think it had just posted. That said that they be debating about who's the better athlete. So it kind of all got drudged up again because it's kind of like why are y'all even debating about who's the better athlete? Like let's be so effing for real. So she did an interview about she did an old Zoom thing about that kind of came up in the new year. So they was talking about it on the View. So hopefully that'll be the last discussion she has that's not posted yet, and they can go get some peace because I'm sure they need it at this point. So.
I mean, she had a point though. She was the better athlete. She went and did his 3 days, and she was like, "Yeah, this nothing."
Well, the problem is that the man even thought that he was.
He thought he was better.
It's like, come on now, football players aren't better athletes than most athletes. Like if we're being real, like on the list of like athletes, football players are not even like I would put so many other athletes above football players.
You would have to be in a specific position for me to qualify you.
I mean, wide receivers are pretty athletic.
Yeah, that's why I say you have to be specific positions because otherwise all you're doing is lining up and hitting, and it takes a lot to hit. I'm not gonna hold them. However, to be agile and like agility, and I'm saying the same word, I know, but like to have all of these different things going on. Shoot, if I want to give it to anybody, I'd be like soccer because the fact you just running on the field for 2 daggone hours, just running back and forth, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, they be pretty athletic, or people be sleeping on them heptathlon, the one that Jackie
talk about them.
Whew. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put them gymnasts.
Mm-hmm.
Some soccer players are pretty darn athletic. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and some of these basketball players, quiet as it's kept, be doing all types of flips and stuff trying to get to the rim. Some of them are very, very athletic.
But the beauty of the basketball players, a lot of them played other sports, so that's what makes them more athletic too. Because you have some that dabbled in football, or dabbled in soccer, or dabbled in something else. So it's just like it helps.
Actually, a lot of them say some of my favorites, like DeMar. Shout out to Compton. Him and a couple other people in the off season, they do like some gymnast stuff. They do like a lot of like cross sport stuff that helps with agility
Yep.
because when you're looking at what they're doing and how they're finishing around the rim, you have to be very flexible and athletic to be able to do some of that stuff. The ones I don't talk about Zion, but you got me. Like a lot of them are very athletic. I guess back to the original thing, a safety on the Packers is not on my top. Not my top 10. Like, come on now. No. Beach volleyball. Oh yeah, them girls. Jesus.
Yeah, beach. If you ever played anything in the sand, you already know. You shoot. You could barely run in the sand, a straight line. So if you do anything in the sand, I'm gonna put you up there. But definitely, when you're doing more than one event in track and field, please believe you got my vote. And that's why I kind of I could put track and field people with gymnasts, even though gymnasts have to flex their bodies a lot more, but they do more than one event. They do want more than one thing. They have to train for multiple things. So yeah.
It's very difficult. I did I was doing the field the flag football, which I'm not doing again for various reasons. But it does take a lot of athletic ability to run them routes and make them catches. So that's why I definitely say the wide receivers and the people, Trey and y'all women who know, or Jay, the people who defend the wide receivers too, what are those? They're very athletic.
Yeah, linebackers, tackles. That's what I'm saying. It's not easy being hit. Like I played flag football, and for whatever reason, we were still getting hit. I'm trying to figure it out. Like you're supposed to grab the flag, not me. But it's not easy taking hits. They're trained to take hits, and I get that. I know those 3-a-days. I used to have to be out there when I was doing the athletic training. I used to have to be out there with them on them 3 days. I know them 3 days ain't easy, but shoot, when we had 3 days in basketball too, them things wasn't easy for us either.
Else it's that corners. The corners are the ones guarding the wide receivers.
That's who guards the wide receivers.
Oh, them people are athletic because whatever them wide receivers are doing, they doing it too. They they getting in front of them. So yeah,
you got your cornerback. Is it the corner? Running back is the cornerback, and so they're very athletic because you got to be quick on your toes, be able to move back and forth, side to side. I give this about football players though, to be able to drag a 250-pound man, however you going.
Once they do that in the combine, they got to do that in the combine, or that's just what they have to wear.
No, when you're going through. So say if I'm the running back or whatever, to break through, and we got to play that I'm going up the middle. You got about 3 or 4 250-pound men holding on to you.
Oh yeah,
and to be able to drag them the way some of them be dragging them sometimes. That's a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna say you most athletic, but you definitely are up there on the strength. You definitely up there on the strength category.
I guess in the conclusion, you got to respect all sports, but I'm gonna let Simone Biles have it. I still don't think it's even a conversation. That's an odd debate.
For me though, like gymnastics, and then the way they had to do it this past go around with the pandemic, and they not having the cheers and all that. That is the most mentally. You got to be mentally strong for that, because like I say, for her to have to perform, no, it's not. She's competing. First of all, you're competing against yourself. You're competing against your best last time. I'm gonna think about ice skating right now too. You're competing against your last record, your last jump, your last whatever. You're competing against yourself most of the time. You have to do it with the team, which is even hard. It's more pressure or whatnot. You got all these stimulations going on around you, which I know made it difficult for them this year because it was very quiet in there, which was the weirdest thing for me to even watch it. But all of that, and mentally, you got to be sound to stay focused enough to land, to do your thing, stick your landing, and do or don't smile at the end. See, all of other sports, we get to show our emotions. We get to be frustrated. We get to be pissed off. We get to cuss people out. We get to do all these other things. But when it comes to like gymnastics and skating, they don't get that luxury. They got to be pissed on the sidelines when the camera's not looking at them.
Which is exactly why when you're trained like that, I don't be paying attention. I'm not paying attention to your reaction when it's on that interview. To me, I don't know. Simone has kept a poker face this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So how she reacts in an interview is light work compared to what they have to do.
Yep.
So I'm not paying attention to none of her smiling and grinning. That's how she's trained.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's trained to do, like lawyers. We're trained. You don't really get all worked up when you're going back and forth with people. Like you're trained that way. Like you don't get all upset. This is
Mm-hmm.
what you're trained to do. Everybody's trained to do something different,
And
So
that's the mental strength that I probably never comprehend, because it's just like I haven't been trained in that position to deal with all of that at one time and just smile through it all. Like, yeah, okay. Like you had Dominique Dawes, literally. Was it Dominique, or what was the one that had her ankle during the Olympics? I always, not Dominique, the little white girl.
the broken ankle. It was the
Yeah,
white girl. It was
the
the
white
white
girl.
girl, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the white girl.
Hmm.
I can't think of her name right now, but I can see her face and her ankle and everything. Like literally, you jump over that horse, land on one foot, knowing the other one is in pain, hop
And
around,
then smile. And then freaking smile.
Like I tore Achilles. It wasn't no smiling and none of that. Like none. Shoot, my smile was a cry. I was literally in tears. Like, Brad, nah.
Mimi said Debbie.
Debbie. Oh yeah. What's her name? Debbie Carrie, no. Okay, y'all gonna make me look it up now, because see, now y'all just throwing out names, and I'm like, none of these is not coming out right. Debbie sounds.
Actually, Carrie sounds familiar too.
Carrie Strong is familiar because she was there, but I don't remember her as injured. Debbie sounds more of the one that was injured. But let me see right now. Hold on. Oh, it sure was Carrie Strong. It sure was her, because I do remember. Y'all got it. Thank you. And I'm looking at this one when she fell and had that grimace on her face, and she had to pop right back up and smile. Child. And then on top of it, don't tell me that I done worked hard and made this impossible move possible, and y'all gonna take it away from me, man. Woo, I don't know how Simone did it. Child, I cuss everybody out. The hell, you gonna take it points away, and you gonna take it off of my schedule after I done sat here and trained all 4 years to get this move down, and because it's too hard for everybody else? That's not my problem.
Not at all.
I'd be so hot. Like, y'all, the whole world against me. So I know.
She should be used to it. That's why she asked us, were we done?
Mind y'all business. Are y'all done? Okay.
So y'all done? I've been through worse. Okay. I ain't worried about this man. What he talking about? I'm ignoring him.
Mimi, we just talking. Okay, now don't pay us no daggone attention. Okay, you could relieve yourself from us. We ain't talking about nothing no more. We done decided we ain't team nobody. Everybody was a little wrong. Everybody was a little right, except for Zadia, because she wasn't saying nothing and she was still lying. But that's a whole nother story.
You begging to be blocked, Jay?
Yes, I am. But I don't think she watched this long either. Somebody go send her a clip.
Child. D said that's marriage. That show is. That show is. But, nowadays, I think everybody's, respect for marriage is changing.
Yeah. Well,
Everybody's,
I said, I wish them all the best. So shit, they got something I ain't got. I ain't married yet. I don't know if I want to be, though. So there's that.
Sometimes you got to really think about it,
whether
it's worth it or not.
It's a commitment, baby, and I gotta. If I'm gonna do it, I need to know for sure I'm ready to do it. So that's my.
Don't say what you talking about. What's the pivot?
I don't know. It must be a show. I don't know what the pivot is, because I seen you mention it before, but I don't know.
I haven't heard of that.
The show Joe was on. Joe.
The podcast Simone was on. Oh, the whole podcast, the thing she was on. I don't know enough about the show to talk about it. I only saw that thing. And it's crazy because I watch so many sports podcasts, but I haven't seen they must do a lot more football content, which I don't watch.
Williams was on that. Okay. All right. Send it to me. We have to check it out. We might have to have a girls breakdown. We might have to have a women's sports breakdown because we all kind of women in sports over here.
So what do they talk about? Because I watch most of the NBA podcasts.
About to
I
go
don't know what
there.
they talk about on there. I be watching like Gilbert Arenas. I be watching Draymond when he ain't in timeout. Oh, okay. Breezy says worth watching. My whole timeline is full of sports stuff. I'm actually trying to get some of the sports stuff off of my timeline because now they think that's all I want to watch. Oh, Sean said they have all type of people.
They have.
How you watch this? How y'all know about this?
I'm looking at it now. They do have all kind of guests. Because I'm like, you got Funny Marco up here and everything. Like, it's all kind of people on here.
I gotta check it out.
Is it okay, so the name of it is The Pivot? Is it like basically like for people transitioning from the sports or something like this? Is this why they call it The Pivot? I'm trying to figure out the meaning behind the name. They all left I Am Athlete podcast. Oh, they left a podcast and made their own. Okay. Yeah, because I see they had Desi Banks. They the last couple of things is looking like they had comedians on there. Interesting. I have to check them out. I'll check them out. That's what I figured. They must be like athletes that pivoted to different things. But what's the understanding of the show? Is they talking to people on how to pivot, or they just having just people come on? Oh, child. Hey, El said. What up, mama?
Hey, ladies.
How are ya?
Tired, but I'm here.
Tired.
So the pivot. Two of the gentlemen, Fred and Channing, were from another podcast with Brandon Marshall, the I Am Athlete podcast. And they separated. You can see the lovely videos on them and why they separated from each other. Not very friendly. But they invited Ryan Clark and they decided to bring this together. It started off really well in former athletes talking on how they made the pivot into something else that's successful. Like Derek Jeter, what is he doing now? Floyd Mayweather. There's a lot of athletes. So it started going into athletes now pivoting in their career. But there's some interviews that rub me the wrong way, that expose a little too much of the athlete and their person. But this was I was not surprised. I wasn't surprised.
Wait. Give an example. Can you give one? Because I feel like I know what you mean, but.
There is a gentleman on there that was having a really hard time with being family issues. Then he was suspended a few times. He did have an emotional moment on the show. But there's a certain point where someone has an emotional moment, they are crying, you're supportive of them. But then for me, I'm like, me, the audience, I've seen too much. At some point, you got to protect the person from the rest of the world. If that
right, like you kind of like sometimes like you got to cut it off and give people a moment.
Right. And I'm only going to roast the three that are on camera because those are the ones I see. I know there's a whole staff, but there's sometimes the digging that goes in. I just think sometimes it goes too far, or sometimes you're looking for what you just got with Simone Biles and Mr. Owens, her husband.
So basically saying they're going for shock jock clickbait type stuff after a while. Where
But
she,
that's not how they started.
yeah, where
I
how
have
she,
been yeah, I've been
mm.
disappointed in the past few interviews, but they've done some interviews. They've also done actors and comedians. They've done, The Rock, they've done Kevin Hart, they've done other individuals successful in their careers. It's just sometimes I don't think they protect the athlete. Sometimes I don't want to hear, you know, the issues that you're having, that someone came out and is accusing you of being, their baby daddy. No, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
For me, it's three men who are married. They have had difficulties in their own marriages. I felt like, yes, it's the younger player. You're roasting the younger player a little bit, but there was no, for me, what I saw, no celebration of the marriage, no celebration of, hey, young man, you're gonna have to learn how to navigate your athletic career and this marriage. Nothing along those lines.
So kind of like the last interview where it's just like no guidance at the end.
Yeah, and especially I thought Ryan would, connect with him because Ryan was also an undrafted free agent, so he knows the struggles to even get to be a starter. I thought that's where Ryan would have connected with him.
Well, that's the reason why I kind of called Cap about them trying to say, "Oh, they have a wonderful marriage and we're supporting them," because I'm like, not only did he take himself down a path of dismay and y'all encouraged it at some point, y'all then clipped it and used it as a highlight, knowing good and well because if they've been married for all this time, I don't care what nobody says, married men know that that was not a good look. 10,000 people could come in here talking about, oh, it was okay. No, no, no. Married men know that that was not okay. And they knew that.
I'm sure Channing's wife gave him an earful because she is not a mute young lady. um, but I don't know if they're taking their own frustrations out as the questions ask, projecting. They haven't put their own marriages out there and their challenges like that. But certainly they own that podcast. They own it. It is not directed by other arms or some entertainment company. They own it. So they can direct the edit and how this shows up.
Yeah, so
And they have
they
also,
did that on purpose. That was on purpose.
it was on purpose because they have also interviewed married athletes together. So the fact that she was off to the side was odd to me because they have there's another football player and his track star wife. She was a track Olympian. They were interviewed together. She's on Atlanta Housewives. I can't remember her name.
You're talking about
Um
Sonya Richards Ross and
yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sonya.
They were interviewed together and they had a magnificent interview with the three gentlemen. But it was shocked to me that she was off to the side.
But Sonya is also the bigger star there. I don't know if that mattered. Sonya is the bigger star there.
So
Was it
Simone is
her
the bigger
interview?
star?
No, but I thought it was Jonathan Owens' interview.
I'm just saying.
No, I know what you mean, but whose interview was it?
Between Sonya and Richard Ross, whose interview?
Um it was
Yeah.
it was hers because she had just done the Housewives.
So it's
But they
technically her interview, but they kept the man up there, her husband up there on the thing.
because they delved into how they met. They were college athletes and their relationship from college to now and their marriage, and it really went the gamut of the relationship. That was a wonderful couples interview. So the fact that even if they had scheduled him alone for his interview, he is married to Simone Biles. even if you wanted to, you could have had a couples interview, or maybe they are going to come out with a couple segment of it. I don't know, but they've done interviews with both of them present.
Now,
Right. That's why I thought it was his interview, because the way she was really off to the side, I thought she was just there. You get what I mean? That's the vibe it gave. Like,
and I've seen
oh,
some of their press interviews where they have their person's partner there, and that partner was off to the side, background, and they would shout over to them, but they didn't have them on camera. So I didn't think nothing of it when I seen her over to the side, really, because I've seen a couple be like that before. So,
Well, because they're an athletic podcast, and because I have seen other couples, and I've had it where I forgot the another couple, but it was the man's interview, and the wife was on the couch too, and they interviewed both of them and their, you know, basically their marriage and how it works with competing schedules. They have really worked it in. So that's why I was surprised she was on the side like an afterthought.
I'm trying to unmute. She just shouldn't have been there.
maybe
Because
she. Oh, sorry, Sway.
no, I'm just gonna say it should have just been his interview. Because as soon as Simone Biles is in the room, it's gonna take away from him regardless. I just didn't understand. I mean, I get what you're saying, Elsa. If she's there, it should just be a couple's interview and make it about that. But if it's his interview, it's really best that she's not on camera, because it just looked kind of silly. It was
And
like kind of bizarre.
and that's what I was thinking. Maybe she was just like, "This is your interview. Let me just be over here. Like, don't include me." And it probably wasn't expecting to be included either.
So let me ask this and light some fire on it. What has he done to garner his own interview?
Not a thing.
Not
Not a
much.
thing. Unless they're just interviewing random football players. If they've interviewed just random football players, then sure he can get an interview. But if they haven't, then I would say nothing.
Where
But
are we in the football season?
Green Bay is not going anywhere this
not going
season.
nowhere. But I know he got the interview because of the marriage to her. I know this for a fact. I mean,
But
allegedly, but at the same time, for his story to be undrafted to a starter, that is still a story worth talking about.
but the Olympics are coming up in the summertime.
Right.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I,
Just
I
throwing
know,
fire.
I know he's there because of her. I know he wouldn't be there because there's a lot of undrafted players that work their way to getting to a certain position. So it's validated because he's married to her now. At the same time, his story is still kind of valid. I don't know how well he's been personally doing to make a big name enough for the interview.
The starter was injured and cannot finish the season, and he had to step up.
So yeah, it's just
Which
perfect.
is cool. I mean, he really hustled his way up onto the team. But like, if like Trey Mack said, if they were doing this like what Trey Mack just said in the comments, then that's adding shade to them, because it's like, don't invite Jonathan acting like you care about his story, which is interesting, arguably parts of it, right? Then and then be asking questions about Simone, because, like I said before, multiple times, yes, he did. He talked crazy to me, but as grown folks and as people who should be elders and mentors, they really brought a lot of smoke to a young marriage's doorstep that
Mhm.
maybe was already there, but now you done really added to it. I believe in collective responsibility. And yeah, I could talk about a 26, 27-year-old being silly, okay? But usually men at that age, at his status, are not even getting married. He did take a big step to get married for whatever his reasons are, good, nefarious, or the other. Regardless, at this point, I really wish they would have. I'm not saying they owed him anything in the interview because he was leading himself down that path, but clipping it and highlighting it is like, you know what y'all were doing. So
Mhm.
Because
don't
his
come
story,
gaslight us later.
because his story is one that I think should have been told in a little more respectful manner. He
Mhm.
went to basically a no name school in the football world. he, expressed that he only went there because they really couldn't afford for him to go to college any other way, and that was the only school to give him a scholarship. I mean, his story on how he got there is one that should be told.
Exactly.
And they missed it. They went for sensationalism.
They just wanted to use him to get to Simone. I agree with Trey or whatever and stuff. I don't think they expected it to go down the way it did. But at the same token, like Seaway, like a couple of other people have said, those older gentlemen didn't help him out the situation very well either. And by clipping it, you made it worse. So you got what you wanted. And so I didn't agree with you trying, as the host, trying to come back and tell us to stay out the business when you gave us the business. Like,
while giving them the business.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you clipped that. We didn't edit it. You did. You could have edited that whole segment out. And we would have been like none the wiser and stuff and just stuck to his story. Because that's what he was supposed to be there telling. And that's a very good story for upcoming athletes to say, hey, listen, if you believe in yourself enough through a lot of hard work and some quick maneuvering, you can be here.
That's what he said. He said in other parts of the interview, he used to clean the locker rooms for the pro team. I think he said Arizona Cardinals would visit and practice there at his college, and he would just clean the locker rooms, learn as much as he can from those guys for when it's his turn. They missed the mark.
That was a beautiful mark too. I think that was a very good thing that they needed to focus on or whatnot, instead of trying to jump over to Simone and ask him, how did you catch her? Because I mean, I've seen them ask and talk to people about their relationship or whatnot, but it was just like, there was no need, really. All y'all did was bring Simone in.
Because the other thing is the pivot, like, it wasn't last year, I think it was the year before. They were going down a really great road of the HBCU, going to the different colleges, highlighting not only the football, but the sports programs, the coaches, the players, and that just disappeared.
The irony of it is they got what they wanted. They got the views, because obviously they weren't getting the views that they may have wanted from the world, because it's only the sports people going to watch it, to be honest with you. Like, for the most part, sports people is going to only watch it. And so what better to do is to highlight somebody's downfall for the world to see, and then tell us we shouldn't have seen it. Now we got the View talking about it.
It's not one of their most popular videos, though. But I understand.
I'm sure it's not, because it's like, for those of us that love Simone, want her to win in all she does. We've been standing through all these trials and tribulations that she had to go through. We want her to win. So we don't want her to come to this marriage and we kind of don't really know who this guy is. And it's like, you just popped up into this marriage and stuff. We're not sitting here like, oh, you shouldn't be married. We want to support you through it. So to give us the negatives of it, it was just kind of like, it's kind of sad that they would take that route or whatever, and put more of the focus on that, is when the whole focus should be about his story of how he made it, his rags to riches story.
Yeah, they disappointed me with this one, but as I said, I stopped watching them regularly a few months ago. So I'm kind of not surprised, but I am disappointed because this show started off really, really wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I know I watched a couple of it before, so it wasn't bad. It's just I didn't have time to continue to watch it. It's just sad that it had to go down like this with this one on this platform.
Yeah, that's why I'm not speaking on his responses on Simone. I'm looking at the 3 grown black men in the room and saying, you just put that couple out there.
Yeah.
For honestly, no reason. Because, I mean, really, it wasn't necessary for their interview at all. And that was his first breakout interview. And now he probably gonna be scared to go on another interview because he gonna be like, "Dig, I'm a little slow. I don't know what to say."
I'm a little slow. Nah, I mean it's a good one thing for sure. He got you can always look on the good side if it's a good learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's like you learn how to maneuver through these interviews. I was watching old interviews from people back in the day when different artists get up there and they just say whatever and stuff. And nowadays they've gotten more better at I'm gonna give you what I came to give you. Anything else, no comment. So it's a good learning lesson. And he got to know that sometimes when people that say they're your friends off the camera is interviewing, when they get in the camera, they still got a job to do. So they're no longer your friends. They're no longer your colleagues. These are not your peers. Sometimes these are people that's trying to do their job, and sometimes their job is to get the clickbait, to get the views, to get this and that. So you just got to be wary when you go on front of cameras going forth, especially when you're now a high profile or in a high profile relationship.
Good luck on them booking Simone now for an interview. I mean,
Yeah,
if I was her, I wouldn't go there.
that's a nice little payback, karma. You know, because you could have easily had a nice 2-for-1, but you didn't. So there's that. No, well, I still pray these couple the best. I know they'll get through it. You know,
They're young. They just got married.
yeah.
First
Nice.
interview, talking about your relationship. They're young. I still sometimes speak, stuff that my husband is like, yo, I wish you wouldn't have said that. So they'll learn.
Another beautiful thing for Jonathan Owens in this moment is he's going to learn how to be mentally strong as Simone is, because this is what she deals with on a regular. And this is what she dealt with on a regular. So this will definitely get him to see how she really be feeling. Because from them people messing with her and her hair, like y'all worried about, she just won 7 gold medals. You talk about her hair. I don't give a damn about my hair. Like the hell. If y'all see me half the time when I played basketball, that ponytail was snatched out. My hair was all over the place. Don't talk about my hair. I'm trying to win a game. The hell. like just the ignorance of people that can't. Sometimes they just want to talk about tear you down any type of way. And so this is just a moment for him to realize all the stuff that she's actually really been dealing with. And they're going to continue to deal with, because there's going to be a whole bunch of people that just wants to continue to bring her down at any cost for whatever reason.
Well, as I said, the Olympics are coming up and he got training camp.
Well, hopefully he knows who she is this Olympics. Let me stop.
Dang.
I want him to be able to support his wife. I know when training camp comes, he can't do much when he got to be. He got to support from the distance. But hopefully there is some cable and a TV around so he can watch the Olympics this time, so he can virtually support his wife.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get an excuse for training camp.
Mm-hmm. I know it was petty. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry. I didn't make a resolution to give up my petty this year. I did not do that. Okay, so the petty will be here. But that man said he didn't know who she was. He didn't have a TV to watch. He couldn't watch it. So hopefully this year they allow him, like they allow the people in behind the bars, to watch a little TV. You get an hour of TV time. Maybe he can catch it. Somebody put it on rewind, a little DVR for him or something, so he can catch it, so he know who is competing against his wife, though she's competing against herself. That's all I'm saying.
How many gymnastics wives are actually competing?
I've never got into their personal lives. This is the first one I ever known that was married out while still in competition. A lot of times that I find out they get married like some years later after they left. But
Exactly.
She's the first one I personally know of, and that's probably because of her status and the way they highlighted it with her getting married. So outside of that, yeah, I didn't know about Dominique Dawes. I think she was later on after she was done. She got married. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but a lot of Olympian athletes do be married out there, and so we'll see how it goes. A lot of times, though, they do have the support of their husbands there because they're not professional athletes alongside with them. If they are, they're also in the same sport a lot of times, the ones that I know of.
So he may not be allowed in Olympic Village.
As a partner and a spouse, you tend to be allowed, but his coach may not allow him because now he's a starter. So he no longer just practice squad. He got to be there. Okay. When you're on practice squad, I know you can miss a couple of days, but now you as the actual player, you might have to be there a little bit more. So he might be able to get that free range just to fly over to Paris and check it out live. We just hope that, I don't know how early NFL camps start. And I know they got different breakdowns on when they do start. So it's weird because it's like they get a start date and then they stop and then they come back for a second training camp or whatever. And each training camp, the problem with the thing is each training camp, you can be cut. So he has to be there.
The Olympics is from July 26th until Sunday, August 11th.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. A training camp for him, I don't know exactly when it starts. So he might be able to catch the early part, and it depends on when gymnastics is. So thank you, Trey. You understand. My petty wasn't petty that time. I'm just want to make sure that the man can support his wife however he can. So if we got to send him some phones that, play the Olympics, we got to do what we got to do. We got to make sure he's supporting his wife at all costs, But yeah, like I said, what did you have the date of when the gymnastics per se is going to the events are going to take place?
No, I didn't dig that deep, but he's going to have a hard time with the flights going back and forth from Green Bay to Paris.
Maybe one of his teammates, one of them got a private jet. I'm sure one of them got one. So maybe
And the whole time zone difference, But if he does show up, he better make sure he calls himself Mr. Biles.
Oh, God, now that's petty now.
Because Owens is not on the list.
She gonna have it on the list this year because she done told y'all gonna refer to her now as Mrs. Jonathan Owens. So it's gonna be Owens. We don't know this. We're gonna have a new competitor in the Olympics this year. It's gonna be Miss Simone Jonathan Owens. So,
but that's not what my other 7 medals say.
That's okay. This one would be, the new start of a new era.
Okay.
She's standing by her man, and so we have to respect her stance.
Every time y'all say that, I think of Patsy Cline, Stand By Your Man.
Don't you start today.
Hey, I am home with no supervision.
Right. Should have never let you in. Should have never gave you money. I can't take this anymore. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. This is where we about to be all right now. Because this is what El said after I said what I said. Hold up.
The way I see it, some people are going to dislike me regardless, okay? But I got to give you a reason, okay? Because disliking me just because, that's too easy, okay? And the way my petty is set up, I got to do everything in my power to earn that dislike, But, that's just me. It is what it is.
You're going to dislike me for a reason, baby. Anyways. Child. Yeah. But anyways.
Oh, no, Trey Mac, you have not seen El Cid Gone Wild. This is a gentle giant right now. Gentle giant, Trey.
Look, give her about 10 more minutes because she's still home alone. It ain't fully set in for her yet. But 10 more minutes. You got Trey, you done caught Trey, you know Elsie, you done caught her on them members' lives with Kojo, you know.
Trey always likes to try and activate me, but that's okay. That's okay.
We're gonna show y'all how to act when people try to activate you, okay?
Oh, I know how to act, but sometimes I like to let the petty river flow.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to be activated. I like to activate on my own time. But I'm not above, playing.
Not what Trey do now. Trey is Trey, okay? Trey is Trey, J is J, L is L, C-Way is C-Way. That child, we just cutting up because we are who we are. We don't know how to act, Grace. You know how we are. Yes, join the membership. Because when he actually do, you might want to wait till you get back from Ghana, though, because we ain't had a members live since he left us alone, okay? So you might want to wait till you get back to Ghana. But join the membership because we be cutting up when we get into the daggone member lives and he put us behind the walls.
Yeah, the members only lives, they go hard.
Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, no, Trey, I don't have anger. No anger, not at all.
Not let the hate, not you trying to make her out to be a Katt Williams right now.
I know, I can totally go Katt. And that is letting the entire chariot be taken away by the horses. I have been Katt. I have annihilated family members at
Katt
the
with a
cookout.
full kamikaze on him, like, bruh. I'm gonna talk about that. I think I'm about to talk about that tomorrow. I might talk about Katt tomorrow because Katt with extended clips. Like, say what now?
Oh, we never know when Kojo's coming back. I'm assuming end of January. He be gone. He don't tell nobody.
Yeah, I think the celebration lasts about. I think he said it was gonna be there until about the end of January because it goes for about 2 weeks into January, and I think he wanted to spend an extra 2. But I think he moved kind of like one of my uncles. He'll tell you he's gonna be there for a while, and the next day he on the flight back home. So there's that. So y'all catch Kojo when y'all catch him. Just go ahead and sign up now. Just go ahead and sign up now, and then you'll be ready when he back. Cause we can't tell you.
If you sign up now, you can certainly watch all the previous membership lives.
Oh, ain't that nice of it? Yes, I watched the Katt interview on Club Shay Shay, and one thing I want to say real quick too. I love Shannon Sharp's line of questioning. I be like, he be really having some good questions. But child, he didn't have to ask Katt one question. Katt was gonna tell it all. Katt was gonna tell it all regardless. Katt was just waiting to tell y'all what he know. Child.
Now that Atlanta one,
that was Katt,
wild.
I was saying you gotta love Katt. I mean,
I love him.
He may not be 100% right all the time, but he gonna tell you what he gonna tell you.
Mm-hmm. I love him for his honesty. He gonna tell you how he feels every single time.
I have an uncle like Katt. Don't have the financing, but he will tell all the truth and nothing but the truth.
Baby. Katt said he gonna stand on 10, and child, he got people telling on themselves. Because when I tell you, I went on one of the little posts, and Cedric the Entertainer was over here basically outing himself from what Katt said. I said, "Oh, okay."
Did you see the clip of the side by side of Katt doing the joke on Comic View and Cedric doing it on Kings of Comedy?
No, send it to me. Send it to me. I used to watch Comic View all the time, so I know how old the things is, child. I grew up watching Comic View, so
looked like they were driving the same car.
like I say, Cedric basically outed himself on the thing. He sat there and said it was one joke, but I done made movies, I done did stand up this, and I done did this. I said, yeah, but you still stole that man's joke. At the end of the day, you still took his joke. So send it to me. We want to see the clip. Send it to me because I want to. I probably if you send it to me, then I'll definitely do a whole live on this tomorrow for sure.
I gotta say I agree with two things with Katt. No disrespect of DL Hughley will be tolerated.
I don't agree with that one, but okay, go carry on.
And Bernie Mac was the king no matter where he was in the lineup.
Baby. And the fact that everybody that want to pay attention to the truth of it all been known that was an issue between them. Everybody knows that was an actual issue. DL did not care because he was basically like, I'm here actually just a host. He didn't care where he was placed, but it was a big old argument throughout the thing that Bernie was a problem because of where he was placed, because every time he was placed somewhere, he killed the show. So
I mean, Bernie is just that guy. Does it sound like I'm under a dryer, guys, or it sound okay?
No, you're okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Bernie was just that guy, you know? Mm-hmm. He had that natural talent that honestly that Katt Williams has. I mean, some of that you can't duplicate that. You can't fake that. So yeah, DL Hughley has never been super funny to me, but yeah.
Yeah, he's not super funny, but I do respect him or whatever and stuff like that. I don't have no problem because he's never came out like with beef of anybody or disrespected somebody. Some of his statements outside of things be controversial, outside of comedy be controversial, but you know he be having some good points. And I did see that Sean that Kevin Hart made a post about Katt, and yeah, he was basically telling him get the hate out of his heart and all this stuff like that. But it's like, Kev, let's be honest. Because you was running around here telling that people can't get you in a dress, and then next thing you know, you on Saturday Night Live in a daggone dress. So where's the lie? What part of Katt is lying to you? I don't know.
I don't take no man seriously who does his wife the way he do. Not saying Nico no saint, but Kevin Hart, anybody cheating on your pregnant wife, I ain't listening to nothing you're talking about. I don't care if you're right. Mm-hmm. Your character is, to me, is in question.
Yeah. Okay. So I see y'all really like this. So we're gonna really talk about this tomorrow. We're gonna get into this because I know this topic. I gotta cut this one up so we can. I gotta put it under different captions for this daggone live because we don't went 2 hours and it was supposed to be 30 minutes.
We done talked about Jonathan Owens, Katt Williams.
We don't went to love. Bra sizes and
Jonathan Majors.
No, we didn't go there.
We need to add side chicks. Look,
right.
There's a couple of stuff we can add.
Right. No. See, then we gonna do all the women's panel in one time. See, this is what's wrong.
This is the teaser.
We can't be like this, guys. We got to do better.
This is the teaser.
The women's panel needs to be. I want to do women's panel. Jay ain't gonna do it. She gonna ban me for her panel. What makes a side chick? When do you become a side chick?
I would definitely do that. Because shoot, I like I say, I speak from experience. Listen, I'm not gonna act like I've been squeaky clean and ain't know that I was on somebody's side one time. Now I wasn't. One time I was not a willing participant. I didn't find out until afterwards. That was a little. That was my very first experience. And there was another time I actually was a little bit more willing, but.
Yeah, we need to talk about that because a lot of women they talking about they don't condone cheating, but then they pillow talking inside chicks and people condone it. So we need to talk about that.
Well, I can't ever say I never condone cheating because I've already told you I can take you back from cheating before a lot of things. Now it's the lying. It's the lying part because I'm definitely one of them. I've always been one of them side chicks. Like I'll stay here. I'll ride this wave for right now. But if you want something real, you need to tell your lady. Tell your lady. We can all be friends.
But Jay, see, that's the type of stuff that I think is more palatable. If you the side chick that's just borrowing, that's one thing, which is bad. I'm not saying it ain't bad, but if you a side chick trying to actually like trying to
no.
really
Elevate.
come up,
Yeah, no, I
elevate,
don't want you.
like
No.
what are you?
I look at it as a package deal. Like you got to bring your wife if you want me whatever and stuff like that. You got to talk to her. If she agreed to this whole arrangement, then we all could be friends. But if not, then you already know the answer. Why are you asking me this stupidness?
But what if you're not looking for any type of title or job classification?
That's why I said
Then
I've been in.
Then you're borrowing.
Yeah.
You're a side chick. Yeah, you're a side chick borrowing.
I'm just relieving some of that tension he got at home and sending him back home. You know what I'm saying? I'm the weekend, like SZA say.
That's a SZA song.
But what if you're just driving by?
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. So you want to tell us some stories?
What if you're just sampling the plate and you don't really want to eat the food?
Listen, a lot of times if I sample the plate and I didn't want to eat the food, I didn't even know you had a cook. Look.
I didn't know what kitchen you came out of.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know. Like, baby, I was on a fast food run. That's all it was. I'm sorry. Here you go, your man back, ma'am. I am so sorry. I did not know he was outside his yard. Here you go. Have your.
But you even having a conversation, Jay. I just walk away. That's not my time or business.
It's not even I have a conversation. It's just like, here you go. It wasn't for me in the first place. But that's like I said, the first situation, I know we're not supposed to be talking about this now, but the first situation I was in, I met this person, like we live in two different states. So what you have going on over there, I really didn't know. When they presented it to me, they were saying that they were separated. No, they said they were single. And then so after we had linked up or whatever, then it was like, oh, I'm in a separated situation. And it's like, no, that you're still married. That's a whole different from being single. So it's like, okay, I got to leave you alone because I don't know what you got going on. Now, the time that I knowingly was up in it, this person was transitioning out of their thing. So it was more so like a Alicia Keys situation where they were transitioning out. And I was really like, I'm here on the wave. I don't want you like this. Like I'm riding a wave right now. So get with the program, but if you want to tell your wife the truth that you got going on, so you can go ahead and exit out even more faster, then do you. But don't exit out for me. Don't do that. Don't do that. No.
So for a continuation of one of the members' lives, which I talked about, that men really can't handle a woman who tells them they don't want a position with them. They just want some time and then they can go about their business. I had a story with a gentleman just like that. It's like, this ain't for a long time. This is just for a short time. And it turned out like weeks later, he does have a wife and all that stuff. But I couldn't care less because I wasn't in it for a commitment or anything. Your time is past. We're done. We've been done. It was good for a time, and keep it pushing.
And they can't handle that because a lot of times they think that everybody wants them. But I mean, I just do not believe in being, hey, this queen won't quit. I feel weird saying your whole name. I feel like I need a real government name.
How did I sit here and switch these things? Sorry, y'all.
I just feel even at the age of 21, I had enough sense not to be a soft space to land for a married, allegedly separated man who was living. I've said this on this channel multiple times because I still traumatized me about these Atlanta dudes to this day. But he separated, quote unquote, living at his brother, uncle house, whatever it was, and wanted me to be his soft space to land. And I'm just like, I'm never gonna be that to another woman.
And I think that's where me and El Cid has that agreement. It's like, because I don't want you, It doesn't. It hits differently. I think a lot of times those men that's looking for the soft space to land want that woman to want them.
So with my husband, when we started dating and he said he was divorced, and remember I said I'm outside of Atlanta, I asked to see the divorce decree. I need to see that
Because
divorce
Elle said
decree.
a lot of people say they divorced
Hmm.
and they ain't divorced
And see, I
because
was young. I didn't. Well, I'm not gonna hold being young to that. I never thought to ask that when. Well, you know what?
you
Once
need
again,
to see the paperwork because people acting like you can get divorced in 5 seconds. Even in major cities, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, Cali, Jersey, all these places, all these states, it takes a very long time to get divorced. Even in the states where they don't have mandatory separation periods. So if somebody's over here telling you they divorced, you need to think twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Now, Jay, my
hmm,
first husband, we got married when I was 24, and he was divorced. And I did ask for the divorce decree. So I don't take anybody's word. I need to see the paperwork. And also, I need to read the details because
well,
you could be lying to me.
in all fairness, like I said, the first one told me a whole lie or whatever. He told me he was single, and then when I found out, he told me he was separated. So by that time, it was like we're done anyway. Like, go figure out what you got going on. The second one, I already knew that they were going through their divorce. They weren't divorced. So there's that. I knew what it was. So that's a whole different thing.
Because what we don't want to be is out here like Shirley Strawberry, the co-host of the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and her incarcerated husband, who was also married to 3 other women while married
Right,
to her.
right.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
crazy.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So
How
her
did you
marriage is actually low key void. It's actually going to work out for her because her marriage should be void.
not us having a whole what's that? What why the fools fall in love? What was the man
Frankie
name?
Lyman?
Yes, not us having a whole Frankie Lyman situation.
Oh, Jay, that whole thing, I'm following that case. That whole thing is wild because there were first one woman, then a second woman, and then here comes another lady who married him back when she was in college.
But then again, this is probably also why I don't care to be married. Because I don't need to go through these daggone problems and get my own karma.
Not
But
Jay.
to
You
say
trying to
that,
avoid?
see
You
what
trying Jay trying to avoid what she done did.
I
right.
ain't trying to avoid what I done did, child, because it happened. Like, listen, my karma done happened in relationships. So, like, shit, I'm not trying to avoid it. It's just, I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I don't want to deal with all the extras. I'd
I think
rather,
that's the only place where I really be really superstitious. There's something about a woman messing with like a married man and coming into that union, especially when there's kids involved, where I'm just like,
there's one thing I haven't done.
you gonna get God. You gonna get
Yeah.
God because God don't even look at what's going on with Cardi and all these people love Cardi to death, love Cardi down. I'm just saying Erica Mena love her down. I don't love Erica down. No, I'll take it back. But I do like Erica. Point is, oh, I got another one. Bambi. Look at what Bambi going through. You see what
Hmm.
Scrappy doing. You have to leave these people. You have to leave these married men alone.
But I
Leave
mean,
them alone.
like Bambi, they was well. Bambi was married when the cheating, but she was he wasn't married when she was doing the cheating. But that's what I'm saying. It's like that's my point. It's not that I'm afraid of my karma or anything like that. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen regardless of my situation or whatever. My thing is just I just don't. I feel like it'd be easier if we're not married to just go our separate ways once the shit happens. You feel me? Like.
Well, I got my uncontested divorce done in 45 days in Georgia. So,
Well, Elsie, if your marriage was in question and people thought you was married, you would post that decree, wouldn't you?
heck yeah, at least the front page where you could see what the courthouse stamp says.
I mean, that's what I would do. If people thought I was married, I would post a decree so they can get off my nuts. If people, folks is divorced. most of the time people don't do that because they're not divorced.
And it's also helpful to get it uncontested once you have evidence of their wrongdoing too.
And it's hard when you got a person who's scoring, you got a person who's bad, or they feel like you was playing in their face. They're not going to give you a divorce that quick. They're going to be contesting everything under the sun. They're going to find something to contest just so it gets drawn out. If you got a person on the other end that's not happy with you, they can file motions up the wazoo. I don't do family law, but my best friend do, and people get to arguing about nothing.
That's why before I decided to go through with it, I went for legal advice, find out what my rights are before I put anything in motion.
And,
I don't know. It's weird because it's like to be in the position to talk about it from that end. Like I can't speak on why other women do it. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the type of person that seeks out married men, want married men, or anything like that. That's your thing, sis. I don't want them or whatnot. I've did it in the past before. And my reasons is still the same. It's because I was riding a wave. I was just whatever. And you ran into my space and I was just like, whatever. I don't want no ties to you or whatever and stuff like that. And the two that I actually had the encounter with, one, like I said, was separated. Didn't know the facts of it. We lived in two different states. And the other, I was bored. I'll be all the way weird or whatever. I was bored like a motherfucker. I was bored. And do I feel bad? Like I felt like the weird thing is like I feel like I feel more guilty about the one who lied about it than I one that didn't lie about it. Is because that person was actually more straight up. I knew what was going on in their relationship or whatever and stuff. It's gonna sound bad, but I knew that their relationship was already at an end before I came in. They were going through their proceedings. And I know it's not good for me to still because they're still married technically, but they were already going through their proceedings. So for me, I know y'all want me to feel some type of way, but it's kind of hard for me to feel some type of way because in my head, I already logically said that they were done. Now, that's between me and God. At the end of the day, I've already chalked that part up. Like me and God gonna have that talk. It is what it is. I accept whatever consequences I have coming towards me when it comes to that, and that's how I move. Do I agree with people cheating? No. Can I deal with somebody cheating on me a lot? Yeah, I can because I've been there. Like I know what I've done. I know what people are capable of. So it's like I don't generally like to sit here and say too much on this subject on when people are doing it because I don't know what their reasons for doing it. Some people just do it to be nasty to get at the wife. I'm not that type of person. I don't want to get at your wife. I'd rather send you back home. Like, please go be with your wife. Matter of fact, what your wife look like? No, let me stop.
You stupid, Jay.
But I'm also, like I said, I'm also one of them people that I can have sister wives. So there's that too, because I got a little attachment issue. It's a little weird. Like some days I don't want to be with you, and some days I'm like, I love you. So
I mean, we all had stuff that we did. I'm assuming this was in your 20s.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all have stuff that we did in our 20s. But where I draw my line is, I'm not going to be at this stage, especially not in my 40s, condoning it or telling you it's a good idea. Not saying you would do it now or nobody. I'm not talking about you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna tell people, like, no.
No,
My,
but sorry. Yeah, I'm, and y'all know how big I am on marriage. Y'all know I don't be trying to tell people get divorced for all kind of stuff or whatever. So I just know what I can handle and what I can't. I do personally. I don't agree with my own behavior of coming in between somebody's marriage or being and present. I'm not gonna say come in between, but being present during somebody's marriage. I don't agree with my own behavior, and like I said, this is something I'm gonna have to deal with when time comes with God. I'm fucked it up.
That's another great show that I used to watch, Seeking Sister Wives.
I ain't gonna seek that hoes.
Oh, no. Seeking Sister Wives is a good show. But one thing about you, Jay, you don't make a whole lot of excuses for stuff. You're gonna stand on it and you're gonna be like, look, that was it, I thought about it. What be killing me is like people don't want to be honest about their own dirt because everybody doesn't, even in my situation, I think I stayed up. I played with the situation a little bit too long. Once I found out the dude was married, it took me like a week or two to kind of like come to terms with everything that I thought was going to be is not. And this man is married, so you need to walk away. And even in them 2 weeks, I feel like it kind of set on me because, sometimes I be like, I really shouldn't have took that long, but you have your own mourning process. But at the end of the day, like, I'm glad I made that decision because it would be really hard for me to think that like a kid and a family, even though it's really his fault, let's be honest. But I just don't want to, I just don't want that on my I just don't want that on my conscience. And I think a lot of times we, as women, we don't be honest. We want to get on platforms and talk about how dudes are cheating and dudes are cheaters and da da da. But when it's convenient for us, we be with men who don't take care of their kids. We be pillow talking with men and they married or in serious relationships. Like, it's just not, it's not.
Yeah.
We're going to have to keep it 100 and be consistent.
Yeah, we can
I'm
talk
just
about
calling
men
for
cheating.
consistency in 2024.
And we can talk about men cheating and forget that they cheating with us and stuff. Yeah, we could do that F stuff. Like, come on now.
Like,
But
who
yeah,
are they cheating with? Who are they talking to?
Now
right.
that's a deep rabbit hole now, ladies.
Mm-hmm. That's the inconsistency and the we don't want to be honest with ourselves that C-Way talking about
Don't
or
forget
whatnot.
I'm in Atlanta. It's not necessarily us they're cheating with.
Oh,
Ooh.
now that's true. Now that is true. That you ain't lied about, El Cid. We're not going there because last time I said that, y'all was talking about I be getting down on the limb too hard, so I be trying not to say too much, but I already know what it is.
Answer your questions, D. And I'm writing it right now in the chat. No, I'm not a one offense type person. I'm really one of those people that I'd rather teach you how to deal with me or whatever and stuff. So like I'll give grace. I'll give grace. You've done stuff or whatever and stuff, and we get caught or whatever. If you continue to lie to me, that's where I start drawing the line because now I got to figure out who you are and try to figure out where you started lying. And that's too much for me to do. So that's when I start drawing the line. But if you come to me and just be like, hey, I stepped out the relationship, this, I'm gonna be hurt. But chances are if I really want to be with you, I'll figure out a way to get past it. Now, if you continue to do stuff that make me feel, it's gonna be a process. It's always gonna be a process because you got to regain that trust. So if you do stuff that make me feel like you still out here cheating, you start doing stuff that make me question if you're lying or being honest to me and all this stuff, and this continues through a process of while I'm still processing all of this, more than likely at the end of the day, I'm gonna go ahead and walk away. So I don't know if that answers your questions to that or whatnot, but I'm just built a little different because I have been cheated on from the beginning of my career of dating. Up until, most recent. So, and I'm not saying all my relationships cheated on me, but I've experienced enough of it to be like, I know I've taken people back on several times, and there's some people I just cut off the rip because it was just like, I just know I can't trust you. So
And some people are prone to cheat, and some people are not prone to cheat. And there's some people who attract people who are prone to cheat, and there's some people who attract people who are not prone to cheat. And then there's some people who are in the middle who would cheat with time, opportunity, and situation. You got to figure out who you're dealing with. I think Cardi needs to come to terms with the fact that Offset is a Sagittarius cheater. Like, that's just what he is. That's who he is. It has nothing to do with her. That's his personality. There's other people like a Steph Curry, I'm gonna assume, who just don't want to cheat. He probably by himself if he wasn't with Aisha. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people, you just need to find your person. If you know that like cheating is just too much, then try to attract some non-cheaters. Or and if you keep attracting cheaters, then looking at why. Because I think a lot of times, there's stuff to that too. I won't go into it, but
yeah, and I respect that, D. I respect that. Not everybody can deal with being with a cheater or somebody that has cheated once. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't deal with a habitual liar. that's where I draw my lines. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm asking you just regular questions and you just lying about it. Like, okay, what the heck? So
I have not been able to forgive someone cheating on me. If you cheat on me, that's we're completely done. We're done. And c'est la vie. But then I have the detachment style of you could be gone and I can sever, my ties, my emotions to you and whether I care about you. I can disassociate really quickly, but I'm a one undone. And
yeah.
my ex-husband did cheat and that was a one and done.
And see, I feel like if I was to be married, I'd probably be one and done. That's the craziest part. I would feel like I would probably be one and done in a marriage because that commitment is a bit. And I know it
Y'all,
sounds
look,
about
let me
50%.
And I
cue
have
Beyonce. Let me cue Beyonce because y'all tripping. She gonna be
no, I
rocking
had two
chinchilla
kids.
coats. I let you go. Y'all better stop tripping.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how I would actually react, but this is the funniest thing. It's like some people, and I'm not trying to shame anybody, but some people will tolerate a man abusing them physically or verbally and stuff, and they'll go back over and over. Me personally, that'll be my ending. You put your hands on me one time, I'm out.
Some people have more forgiveness in their heart than I do
For certain things.
for certain things. And it may be that I have some things that I forgive that someone else may not tolerate. But for me, and I grew up around a bunch of uncles who would rotate wives and mistresses. And just cheating is just something. And I had two kids at the time. I had two children. And it was a hard, fast rule that I then had to put my foot down, 10 toes down, and move and act. But I wasn't doing it unwisely. I went out there and got, the information I needed.
Yeah.
Wait, El Cid though, what type of cheating was it? Like, was it like a one-off cheating, or he had a whole girlfriend?
It was both.
Because if a man had a whole girlfriend, I would be out. Like if my
Yeah.
husband had a whole like,
It was
Sure.
both. He's in a medical field and he was going back to school for it. And in those group setting labs and all that stuff, he had someone that he was cheating with there consistently. So sometimes when you're going for study group, you ain't studying the anatomy on the page in the book.
yeah, no, that would be too much. That's kind of like a TJ Holmes situation.
And then when I had it looked into further, it was some casual stuff he was doing too on the side of that. So that's where it was both.
Well, El Cid, that's not a one and done. It's not like
Right.
that meant he was doing too much.
No, I said for me, it was, I found out about it and that was it. I was done.
But you found too much. He was doing too much.
He was doing too much in the first.
He was doing that one find out was too much.
He was doing too much. It wasn't like he just had a one-off with somebody on a random night and things.
Yeah, that was a lot for you to forgive. That was too much.
It was that you found out all of it at once and was done.
Yeah, because I would have been done too, and I think I have a higher tolerance for that. But that, not only you got a sneaky link, then you just linking, just out here linking.
But then I found out the whole study group thing. That young lady, it was all a matter of he was spinning a story for all. But I don't care what story you tell folks outside. You know where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to act. So when that young lady approached me or whatever, I have no words for her. I have no animosity. You were told a story you decided to believe. That's fine with you. I'm proceeding according to what I need to do. So I found out what it was, and I just collected evidence until it was time, and you had to agree
so
to the divorce.
He not even letting the sneaky link know that she was a sneaky link. That makes it even worse. So now you got all these people in situations really against their will.
Yeah. And that's why I be helping liars a lot harder than cheaters. Like if you telling, that's why I told y'all, if you go tell your wife, then it is what it is. Like I don't respect you as a liar. If you're lying to your wife, what you doing, then yeah, no, I'm not. Why would I want to be with you?
Dee
Gotta
Dee
be.
wanted me to share why he behaved that way. It was a time in our lives, in our marriage, where we were both trying to advance in our careers. He was going back to school to elevate. He was a nurse, so he was going for his RN, and I was trying to get my master's degree. And we were both getting our education together. We're both working full time jobs. We have these two kids, and we're trying to balance it. And when it kind of like looked like we weren't balancing, I was like, let's go to therapy. Let's make sure this isn't going haywire. And he just, the pressures of it didn't coincide. And he wasn't communicating anymore. But he wanted a cheerleader. He did not want someone who was also on their grind. He wanted someone to cater and also walk the path with him, I guess, in the medical field, at least for the sneaky link. But I guess he wanted stress relief.
Okay, I get it. I mean, I don't. I get it, but I don't. But I get it.
And that's why I'm not saying you made a bad decision or a wrong decision. That's why sometimes for me and my decision, it's like it's not my place to go ahead and reprimand you. You're a grown ass person. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. The best I can do is be happy. If I'm still happy in the situation, then it is what it is. If I can't find my happiness, I gotta go.
But we act like we don't have people in, some people, some, not we, but some people act like we don't have people in our lives in the same way, speaking like how Simone Biles and Mr. Owens was. I too I made the decision, started proceedings, and they are family members telling you to forgive, what you need to do. You need to save the marriage. You have two kids. Think of what you have built together. And it's like you've got to stand on whatever principle you want to stand on.
Agree. I agree. That's why I say if it's not bringing me happiness, I'm pretty much out. If I feel like I gotta fight every day just to get out the bed because this is draining me, then yeah, if you're treating it, your cheating is now draining me, then yes, I'm out. If you and but the thing for me is like a lot of times it's not the cheated. I'm not married, so to me it's just a different scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't hold cheating in a relationship as hard as I've hold it in a marriage. I would not. Weird thing for me to be saying. However, I don't know if because I have been in situations where I have been doing something for a learning experience to see what I can tolerate. I know that I can tolerate being cheated on, but that person being honest to me. What I can't tolerate is the lies and the deceit that sometimes a lot of times come with the cheat. The honesty for me is that admission that you're giving me that you feel guilty for what you've done. Now I know in some cases some people just like to be honest and then go right back out there and do it. So that's why I said if you're a repeat offender as well, then of course it's like, okay, you know what, you're not just gonna keep disrespecting me. Like if you want to be in the streets, go be in the streets. Why hold me hostage? Can we both be in the streets? If we could both be in the streets, then we good. But but if you come to me and you're honest and be like, hey, I messed up or whatever, I can't do nothing to you. Like that's between you and God. That's where I'll be like, you and God figure it out. All I can do is either figure out if I can continue to be happy with you, if I can get past this hurt or whatever and stuff. And if you're gonna work with me through this hurt, if you're willing to work with me through this process, I'll stay. That I'll stay a little longer. I can't guarantee I'll be here for the end of days, but I'll stay a little longer if you're willing to work with me. But if you're gonna sit here and I've had this happen where I'm telling a person, hey, I need this time to process this. I need you to be like on this type of behavior during this time because you hurt me And they basically tell me, oh, you just need to forget about it. Oh, well, okay, well, fine. I'll forget about you too. Like, we're going to forget about it all. Like, this is what we're going to do. So it's just the way the person behaves for me after the cheat.
I think because I also stated it was a hard rule for me
Yeah.
that it
Give a
was,
disclaimer. Yeah.
but for many things and for many people, they don't actually go through with it. They may say, I'm going to do it, meaning divorce or walk away, and they don't. They allow a revolving door rather than a swing door. And for me, it's something that I have held fast, and I don't care what position I am in my life. And at the time, as I said, I had 2 kids. There was a lot of stuff going on that it wasn't the right or good time to do it. Oh, I was also in the last 2 classes to get my master's. It was definitely not the best time to do it. But I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit and accept something that I can't live with.
Well, let's not say it wasn't the best time because look at where we are now. So it was the best time for you to do it. You made the right move when you were supposed to.
Right now, I could see that and say that, but um I would say it's not the best time because of how it was done, and that is definitely going to be saved for the relationship show.
Yeah. I say, I know we just all move when we feel that is the best time for us. Well, I know I do. Like, you ain't gonna be able to move me. I tend not to keep family in my business too because they like to do too much. They sat in their relationships and through all their stuff, and then they want to tell you to hurry up and jump out of yours. Like, come on. So that's why I say I don't be trying to give people advice on certain things because I know I'm not perfect and I ain't did things right. I just stumble on situations that worked out for the best at the end of the day. And I made plenty of mistakes along the way. But I feel like you made the best decision that it was for you, Elsie, which was the right decision. It might have been a difficult decision at the time, but you stick you like you said, you have your guns that you got to stick to, and once you have your guns, you got to stick to it. You can't let people walk all over you and start doing what they want because you betrayed yourself and went against your own word.
Oh, and that's something I'm not going to do, or allow you to make me not be able to look at myself in the mirror. But then I come from some hard knock street life. Your word is your bond. If you ain't gonna stick to your word and what you said is a deal breaker, then they know they can play you. They just punk you. They know they can punk you.
Yep. And that's why I said, like, I tend to try to give you that grace, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm human. We all make mistakes. I don't want to fault you for this, maybe a one off, but that's just my rule. I'm not saying everybody got to follow this rule or whatever and stuff. That's just me because I know I can handle it. But there's a whole bunch that comes with it. And if you can't handle all that come with it, then that's great. Let's make this walk away a lot easier. Bye. Like, I didn't do this to us. You
Or
know
if
what
they
you
don't want to, or if they don't want to walk away easy, gather your information to help them walk away easier.
Mm-hmm. Because so one rule I always had growing up, my mom always told me, she said, never look for things you ain't ready to make a move on. So like a lot of times I was sitting ignorant bliss and shit would just pop up in my lap like, oh, this is what you've been doing. Oh, okay. But I always had a gut feeling. You know how you always had those gut feelings of something is going on. So when I'm ready to move, then I'll start acting on my gut feeling. Then I give you one opportunity to be real with me. Because see, like I say, this is why I say the cheating is not a problem, because usually I have to find out like this. So it's like I give you that opportunity to be real with me. You don't be real. All right. We about to play. We're not about to do this shit. That's not what we about to do.
And that's where we're in a wonderful difference, Jay, because if I have a gut feeling, I can't sit in that feeling. I can't sit and let it play out. Younger, no. Now I can sit and observe and just watch. But if I had a gut feeling in my 20s and early 30s, I would act on that feeling and figure out why. So it didn't pop up. It will pop up in my digging.
When I say pop up, that means it's because I done digged, okay? Don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong, okay? I've been in some phones before. I ain't saying that's the best thing to do, but when I get that gut feeling and I ask you, and that gut feeling still sits with me, and it ain't going no way, I'm like, oh yeah, you done did something. Now I gotta find some evidence because now I'm ready to move.
I'm not digging in a phone. I have not dug in a phone like even now, and we're gonna sound like such the old married couple. Oh my God. My husband and I have the same passcode and can use each other's phones.
Oh,
It don't matter.
Bless your heart.
But I just don't. I just don't.
I have done it. I'm not saying that this is something I do on a regular because I like to have trust. I like to have trust. So I don't like to do the phone digging or whatever and stuff like that. I have done it because, like I said, those gut feelings hit me and I just knew you was lying to me and I just needed that evidence so I can prove that you was lying. So I won't just be looking crazy out here in these streets because sometimes I'll be having little triggers that make me, maybe I'm just overthinking some stuff. But generally, every single time it's been something, and it's like, all right, well, thank you. I got the evidence that you wouldn't give me for whatever reason. Now I gotta go, and now I know for sure you're a liar. That's what I really was looking for.
Yeah, I have learned to lay in wait because even though, there's an old saying, I may not be in the streets, but the street will come to me. The information is gonna come to me.
No, ain't that something? Because you gonna sit here and talk about you can't wait, and now I'm in the phone more than you is. What the hell? I'm gonna find my evidence. I ain't waiting for the streets. I know there's evidence is in the phone right here.
Let's put it this way: before the proceedings or so forth, my ex-husband went on a road trip with a young lady, and he, let's just say, he blew through a toll lane, and they have wonderful video footage, and they mail it to the address on the tag.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, those be wonderful little surprises and stuff like that. But see, it's like a lot of little things I don't go through. I don't go through your mail. I don't go through your drawers, all this stuff like that. The phone is. I've had two times I've been through people's phone. One of them for sure, I just knew this Negro was lying up and down. I just needed every bit of evidence I can get on him, or whatever. But I don't know. It's like we all have our different process. Like stuff don't come to me like certain ways or whatever. Sometimes I just got to do a little investigating. But the phone, like C-Way say, will ruin your stuff. So it ain't for everybody. I only go through the phone when I'm ready to go, when I'm ready to leave.
Then I'm gonna just leave. I ain't digging.
I ain't got that much willpower. I got to have evidence. Because I'd be thinking I'm just doing some impulsive stuff because I'd be impulsive a lot of times. I'd be like, I don't know. This relationship is tiring me out. I don't know why I don't like you anymore. I'm scared. I got to go. Then I need to know I'm leaving for a valid reason. That's just me. I'm a little weirdo like this.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not the kid to shake the present to try and guess what's in it. I'm not that kid. I can wait.
Yeah, no. When my gut says I can't sleep at night, my happiness is being disrupted, I can't wait no more. We got to find some stuff out. I need to know now. So, yeah.
So when Sean's packing the bag, is he packing the shoes too?
Listen, I don't care if he bought them or not. They my size. He better be. You bought them for me, goddammit. They mine now. Bye. No.
Too funny.
Right. I don't know, child. I'm gonna tell you now. Like, listen, don't do some things y'all not ready to move on. That's all I could tell you. If the
Unless you're ready to make a move.
unless you're ready to make a move, like the show tells you, don't go looking for, don't go chasing waterfalls, and you know.
And research your move before you make it.
Yeah, definitely do that. And I think that's my biggest thing. That's probably why I sit and look for the evidence and stuff. Because now I got to figure out my outs. Because I am very impulsive. I am very impulsive, and I will just like thing. But like C-Way say, your day, your night, whatever is will be disrupted. Now my biggest problem is I don't know how these heifers go through the phones and sit on it for days. That's my problem. I can't sit on the information for days. You getting woke up right there, like nigga, what the fuck is this? Excuse my French.
No, I won't interrupt your rest.
Shoot,
See, not and as you say, it's not cheating stuff. It's other information I'll sit on. I can be a chicken. I could sit on that egg until it's time for it to hatch.
I struggle with that's where I struggle. Like sitting on the whatever information I find, I struggle on it because like I say, if I'm going to search for the information, I already feel like you're been lying to me. So that's where I'm like, I'm so pissed inside that I just allowed you to like disrespect me so much. And this is something I know I gotta work on, but that's where I be like, shh, you
But if
got me.
you're oblivious to it, you didn't allow it.
No, I allowed it because I know you was lying to me. I felt it. No, I felt it. I just needed something concrete to prove what I was feeling was right. So, yeah, it's a little struggle. That's why I say I rather I'm like see why now I rather not go through your phone, and I'm not haven't been through many phones, but I'd rather not go through your phone. I'd rather not go through your stuff. I'd rather live in sometimes in my little ignorant bliss as long as I want to be with you. I don't go looking for nothing or whatnot. But long as I don't have that gut feeling either, I'm good. We good. I won't bother you. You don't bother me.
I understand. I have a great tolerance, but then I accept a person being themselves a whole lot more, and I just vacate if it's not for me. I don't try to change them or too much of a situation.
Bye, Grace.
Not Trey saying he had to repo a pair of heels.
Not the repos of some heels. How much was these heels?
And a ring. Once you give a ring,
Oh,
that's a gift.
oh. See, now LC about to get on you now, Trey.
It's a gift. No, I'll give a ring back. I ain't got to keep it because you could keep that foolishness. But repo a pair of heels and a ring. So I'm guessing you're looking for a Cinderella kid that could fit into those heels again.
I know we're gonna have to have Trey on for story
And
time.
how would I be the woman that I know these heels are on consignment from the first one?
Not Lord.
How do you present those heels to the next one? I have questions, Trey.
Like they already dirty on the bottom.
Well, we have shoemakers in my town, so you can resole those. Jay.
Right. Like they smell like somebody else's feet though. Like, come on now.
Baking soda could fix that, Jay. Baking soda.
The ring I could hold. I could see you take it back a little bit more, but the shoes, come on now. Come on now. Come on. Now if they brand new, Trey, were they brand new? Were they still in the box? They still was in the gift packaging? No.
That's interesting.
I'm leaving here with something. Like, you just know this, Trey. Yeah.
I'm just seeing Trey put the heels under his arm, take the ring, and walk out.
I'm done. How did we get here?
I need Trey to go to Sean's school And for Sean said you could have him. You know, we need more gentlemen like Sean that just lets you just depart with
Not,
everything.
not Trey out here looking for women with the same shoe size. He said you assume she got a different shoe size, hell.
Brand new. So how's it going to be brand new? Because you see, the thing is, if you buy me shoes, we going out in a couple days with me wearing those shoes. So there's no way it could have been new. We're not going to stash it in a box. Am I wrong?
Yeah. I don't know what is happening, Trey. What a brand new, of course. Okay. So she never got to put her foot up in them. That's what you're saying. Are you just saying she never got them? Did she never? Wait, but you say you
repoed it.
You repoed it. So she never stuck her shoes in it, her feet in them, or something. Oh my God, how is this happening?
I have questions. Because one of the things my grandfather said, ain't nobody gonna come up in here after I'm gone, dead or another way, and wear my clothes. I gonna wear it at least one time.
Right.
So you buy me a pair of shoes. That means we go into the theater. We're going somewhere, and I'm wearing these shoes.
I'm walking around our house to the car, to the grocery store. Thank you, baby.
Down the driveway to get the mail.
Thank you, baby. Ain't no way. You might as well repro the drawers too. Like, what is you doing? Like,
now, unless we put the shoes on, but my feet never touch the floor.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking Sean's language.
Okay, now that I could get.
Was that the case? Was that the case, Trey?
That would be my question.
I got plenty of shoes I have yet to wear again, but my foot done been up in them. And you know, they might not have been all out in the woods and everywhere in these streets, but I think every last pair of my shoes, and I mean, I got some in there I done bought some years ago, and they done been worn only once. So I don't know, but Trey out here repoing shoes, child. Don't okay. If I know if Trey give me some shoes, I got 23 minutes to put them on. It was a birthday gift. The moment I was giving her the gift, her own cousin told on her, saying that she didn't deserve them or me. So I packed them up. Okay, so she never got them, basically. Okay. All right. I could see that happening. There's been many gifts that never made it to their destination. I see that. So I get it.
And my cousin got to say what she had to say. See, them are not the type of cousins I have. My cousins know when to keep their mouth shut. We talk about that when we going out with me with my new shoes.
Her cousin don't like her.
Obviously, but I have cousins that don't like me, but we have a family code. You keep your mouth shut.
Now, Elle, that sound like you out here doing some things now.
No, I come from a family of men that was doing some things. And if you do not get caught out there telling their business, even as a child, we knew, you know how you would have the cute little thing of the child mouth slip and say something?
Mm-hmm.
That is not my family. You learn from an early age, your mouth don't slip because, well, you know what? You don't talk.
Gotcha. Well, there it is, baby. There it is.
Oh, so the cousin has standards.
I'm sure she
has
did.
standards for her and you.
Did. I'm sure she did.
We don't know the standards the cousin got in her own life.
I'm sure the cousin did. You meant the cousin couldn't stand her, not standards. The cousin couldn't stand her. That's what it really was.
Because if I was a guest at the party, I'll be leaning over to see which store you went to, because I'll be going because I know they'll be returning them to the shelf at a discounted price.
Yeah, because just because a person is outing somebody don't mean they got some standards. They just want to out people. So there's that. But you got your shoes back, Trey. At least you didn't have to give them away. And then again, did you ever find proof? Did you ever actually find proof that this young lady was out here doing the most? Because a cousin could just be a whole little lie out here.
Not Jay. You're asking for evidence. If Trey
You,
was hurt. He couldn't stand there and just take that.
oh baby, I can't. So I would have found the evidence. Said what? You said your cousin doing what? Where's she at now? I need proof because I don't. Sometimes when people volunteer information to me, especially family members, I'll be trying to figure out what's your angle. And so you gonna have to show me some truth because I look at families like Elf Sid's family is like you got to come with something because I don't believe that you just gonna be telling me no information for no reason. Well, I'm glad that you got the proof too. So
Yeah, I'm glad too, Trey, that it worked out. But the way you phrased it, you had to repo them. I just think you had to just return them to the store. Repo them makes it seem like she's out and about, and you had to take the shoes off her feet.
From the show me state, you got to prove to be something. I need the evidence because listen, if my gut didn't go off already before you even tell me this information, I'd be like, why you saying this? Why you hating? I'm gonna be a Simone on you real quick, and that's my man, and I'm gonna stand by him. Say what now? Sure, you gotta show me some reasons why I should dismiss mine. You can just be a hating hoe out here. I don't know.
Exactly. Have someone speaking over your relationship who may just be digging on your relationship.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I know I'm a little weirdo with trust issues, so that's probably why I be in my. Sometimes I'd be okay with my dark arts, and other days I'd be like, I should be ashamed. So.
Yeah, I'll listen to someone if they say something, but I'm not going to act on it because I also don't want them to think they can move me to act. I'll just store the information. That's me now.
That's when I can actually store the information, but I am going to look for it. But like, if I got to find it through your shit, wake up, nigga. Wake up.
Trey just said she was wearing them around the house. I just said, let me get those. Does that count? Well, in certain states, and I wish Seaway was here, a gift, given as a gift.
You can't take gift backs, baby. You stole. You look now, at this point, you done stole.
With a receipt.
Right. I mean, receipt and all. Once you give it as a gift, the court's going to tell you it was a gift. What you want us to do about it? Y'all got to have a legal document saying that it was not a gift or, it was a business deal or whatever. But once you give gifts in the court of the law, that person got to voluntarily give it back. We're going to edit this out, Trey, so we don't want you to go to jail for some shoes, okay?
Trey got that bass in his voice. Yo, let me get those.
No, I don't think if I gave you your gift, I don't think I took it back. Now I might have taken something else from you. I might have taken something else.
This part of the segment is called self-incrimination.
I might have taken something else. Y'all got to prove it. Find it. Mm-hmm. In exchange for the gift, we was doing an elephant and white rhino. It was a gift exchange. Okay, you got what you got, and I got what I got. Fair exchange, no robbery. Enjoy.
When she handed them back, it became a returned gift at that point. That's good.
Oh, okay. She handled it back. Okay, we good then.
She had some class. She didn't just run off with the shoes.
Yeah. You made it say repo like she didn't hand it. When us black people get stuff repo, we ain't handing it back.
Made it sound like you just came by and the shoes were on the shoe rack and you took them.
Right. Like, I've been looking for these shoes for a while.
While you're packing up all your stuff, all your belongings, let me get those in the box.
You can't use the word repo, baby. You know, as black people be like, they were paid off. They were paid off. Thank you, Trey. Thank you for the story time, baby. So y'all got to be careful because Trey will come get y'all stuff back. Play with him if y'all want to.
So when we're looking at the men's panel, we know that Sean will let you go with all the items that he has even bought you, and Trey is going to take it back, possibly.
He gonna come back for it at least.
So another question for the vetting when you're dating. If we break up, are gifts to be returned?
She didn't know they was being repo. What? How is this working, Trey? This story gets crazier and crazier each time. How did she not know they was getting repo, but she handed them back?
She didn't know that he was going to take it all the way back to the store. She probably thought he was going to put it in a box and put it in the closet.
I don't know why she would think that either. Child, that's ridiculous. What he's supposed to do with them? Wear them? No. Like, no, he taking them back.
She probably thought he was just taking the box back and putting it with the other gifts in the corner.
Oh, well, sorry for that, lady. Sugar, you come get something back from me. If you can't take it back to the store, I'm assuming you're gonna resell it or regift it. That's what I'm assuming. I don't expect to be seeing nothing back, and more than likely, I'm trying to give it back to you any daggone way. Here, take this stuff you got me. I don't want no memory.
She was gracious. She was gracious, though. She took them off and handed it to him.
You know.
Now, a person like me back in my 20s, you'd have to remove the shoes because I'm at my party.
We're going to end this live here. Because we're going to end this live here because they'll say, yeah, nuck if you buck, my guy. Nuck if you buck.
And we're in a room full of my family and friends. Please take the shoes.
Right. I want to see you. You go walk over, but you go limp back. Hey, Tina.
So glad of you to come by. So glad.
Right. Like, shoot, I don't know how you gonna get it. The only way I'll give you stuff back. Like, I'm one of them people, I will give you some stuff back because when I get in I tell you, I'm impulsive. So when I get into my little rages, I'll be like, take all your stuff. Take all your stuff. I really don't be meaning it, but I'll be like, take all your stuff. I don't want it. I don't want it. So if you bold enough to take it, that's your chance. If you don't take it, it's mine forever.
With her mother's approval. Okay.
Let me read it out loud for the people that don't know. He said, correct, Elle said she was walking around happy, and I was told the info. I asked for them right quick. She gave them up. I packed them up and walked out with her mother's approval, not with mama approval. Damn, her whole family against her.
Sheesh. Yeah. So with the whole family against her, then, this has to be 20-something-year-old Trey picking her, because I don't see this Trey picking like that again.
I pray.
No, I don't think so. I think either this Trey won't be buying you shoes or he's going to pick a better Cinderella.
Well, Trey, where are we? Where are we in this fairy tale? Do you got your shoe size right?
Or maybe Trey is telling us he only dates women in a particular shoe size.
Mm-hmm.
It's even though women try to look at men's shoe size, some men look at women's shoe size.
Did you say, Sean, one of your exes did that and packed up my stuff in a little box? I looked through a few items and threw it away right at by her. That would be me, Sean. I'm that petty. Like, okay.
Somebody said that just happened last month with Trey. Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Oh, Trey.
Now, just like I said, no slander of D.L. Hughley will be tolerated.
Right.
No slander of Trey will be tolerated. We may joke with Trey. I know you're joking, Breezy. We joke
Yeah.
with Trey, but Trey one of the solid brothers,
He
except
said
for when it comes to shoes.
he picked her representative. Then the real her was revealed. It happens. No, it does happen. That's yeah.
So let me ask Trey,
Story.
how long in were you dating for her to have earned those shoes?
Now I gotta earn some shoes. Oh Lord, no! This is not the women's panel I need. No, just playing.
I worded it in a particular way.
I know. I'm joshing.
How long before you're buying footwear?
What I gotta do for them shoes?
Don't matter. Trey was 19. I knew 20s.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us. We don't know no better anyway by then because we all run around with a representative then too.
So here's where I'm coming from, because I grew up, my grandparents were around me, raising me a lot, and that is one thing in their olden days superstition. You don't buy anybody shoes because they're going to walk out on you. So the whole buying footwear is something that's a little different for me.
I'm gonna knock that off with these old school southern. Because my family will give you all them little old school things too. Don't be jumping nobody's car, because then your car need to jump like good. Knock it off. I need to jump now, so somebody got to jump me. So figure it out. Like I need
So
some shit.
7 months and some Michael Kors. Okay, at 19. So at 19, that was Trey's level.
It was a puppy love.
Wow. Was Michael Kors a brand back then?
Mm-hmm. Michael Kors been a brand for a long time. It was a
Okay.
bit more. It was a bit more popular then. Now it's kind of calmed down. So
So it's interesting now. I'd like to know on the men's panel at what level Trey's at now. It's not Michael Kors shoes.
well, it'd probably be different aspects though, because like you said, he was dealing with her representative for some time. So he might be looking at women differently to get past the representative before buying. So
He said it's still his level now. Is it still the same shoe size?
stop it. And I love Sean. Buy me some shoes before flowers, because I don't be caring about flowers, and y'all know I got cats. They definitely gonna eat them. Shoot. The shoes will get you more. You get more value out the shoes. But if you dealing with my auntie now, Sean, you know the one auntie. She like flowers and she like heels, so you might have to get both. Okay. Dealing with that one, she gonna want both. But she definitely gonna run around that house, put them flowers together for you in them heels. I'll tell you that much. Not the shoe size vary. Do you choose women who act her shoe size and not her age though?
Ooh.
That's the question.
Well. I think on these whole talks of shoes, and tomorrow is going to be a chilly day for me going to the office. I think I need to wear my animal print boots just because of this live.
Not you feeling a little on the wild side.
Got to be. And those were purchased by me.
Yes, you missed the whole topic, child. We is all over the place now. We is 3 hours in. The topic been done at 30 minutes, about 40 minutes after this live started, child. We've been all over the place. I gotta chop this whole live up, girl, because it's about 4, 5, 7 topics up in here at this point.
Oh my God. Too funny.
Whew. We are a mess. Okay, we at our age. Child. Sean got a question for you, baby.
Should I answer, Sean?
I mean, are you still home alone, or are you gonna get in trouble?
Oh, I won't get in trouble. He would be sitting right next to me, and I would still answer.
Oh no, I'm just messing with you. Oh, it's getting a little more. The questions is heating up a little bit more.
No, I do not wear thigh highs to work. I do not. Those are not work-related shoes
I'm
at
about to say,
all.
what kind of job you think LC got? No, just kidding.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which job is she going to?
I work in a conservative office. Thigh highs will not be happening. I
No,
go
not be
only
tolerated.
to the knee, please. Only to the knee.
Okay. I mean, those are still a little risky too, because your skirt come to the other half of the knee, so you got a little kneecap showing.
Oh, you're assuming a skirt.
No, I'm not assuming. I'm just asking. If you're wearing a skirt, does it come to the other half? You got a little knee showing, because the little knee showing be a little, it be intriguing to folks sometimes too.
See, Trey is a
Not to
shoe
show the most.
connoisseur. So yes, the calves are showing. It is to the calves. The animal print is to the calves, but I have another boot that has the animal lining that's up to the knee.
See, I be knowing. You know,
Oh yeah.
we gonna be in here styling y'all in a minute. Get y'all
I'll,
man.
I'll wear I'll wear my jeans with it tomorrow because it's Friday.
Oh, that's always a good combination, the jeans with the boots. I
And
think.
I'll wear my camel colored coat and the hat, the beret to match. Because we were talking about Prince tonight.
Okay. First of all, when was we talking about Prince? What the hell? Now we talking about Prince?
Act your age, not your shoe size.
I was about to say we going back to Katt.
Now that Trey, I won't tell you which animal it is, cheetah or leopard.
She just keeping it on the wild side. Don't worry, okay.
But
It
I
might
do
be a
have a
little
pair.
zebra.
I do have a pair of boa print though, but I won't be wearing those.
Oh, the constrictors.
The constrictors. Now those are hot.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord. This must be after dark. It's getting a little late.
It is. It is.
See, that's what I'm saying. Sean already know it's getting it's getting late. We out of control. Exactly. How did we get? We are all Deborah Cox right now. How did we get here?
Trey got us here. Trey got us here. That's my story.
Dang it! I know Keely to take this call too. Jesus.
Okay.
But I know I'm about to miss it right now because I will have to end this whole live and I ain't gonna catch it in time. So I'm gonna try to call them back in a second. But Trey did get us here. We don't veered off the roads and we on some back streets now. So here we are.
You Trey, no zebra. Sorry.
Don't hate on the zebras now. Them is some special horses.
Special kind of stallion.
I said this is you. You started with the boots. You started with the boot.
Footwear was started by Trey. Footwear was started by Trey.
For what? The confiscations of it. Trey coming to get them ASAP, expeditiously, as T.I. say. And Trey over there jacking people for their shoes. Come off those. Come on off.
Yeah, I gotta tell my husband about that. Repo and shoes. Repo and gift.
That's some real nice shoes you got on right there. Take them off.
Why you sound like Brahman from the 5th floor?
You at home, you good. You can come on up out there. It was real quick. Thank you.
But Jay, that is a line that would be used in New York when they were stealing people's shoes.
That's how I know. Shoot, I just watched the whole little skit talking about when a person say that's real nice. They mean that come up out of it. When they start talking about them real nice, then them look good. What size are those? Yeah. So, child, listen. Sometimes
a wallet. Okay. So we're repoing gifts. What kind of wallet, Breezy? No, Trey. Well, what the elder said about wallets is you don't give a wallet or a purse without at least some money in it.
Not the red bottoms come with the repo pad. I wish you would. You gonna have to catch me in these red bottoms first, cause shoot, I'm out.
Burberry wallet.
Hmm. Hey, listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. If they ain't earn it, they gotta, you gotta do it.
Well, there is it's not a gift that repoed, but it's a gift that he didn't take with him. That I still have. I bought this amazing pea coat. Now we lived in New York, but I bought this amazing pea coat. And Sean know how those double-breasted pea coats used to be back in the day. But I still have it. I still use it.
Not you wearing it. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna. El said that is one thing I will fully do. I'll probably Ocho Cinco over here with it. I will buy a gift that I can use. Like, if you act up between the time I get this gift and I give it to you, I will definitely keep it and be like, okay, well, guess who was using this one?
It was it's a beautiful gray pea coat with a beautiful lining, and then it has the cuffed sleeves. And it has like the sweater so that sticks, it kind of holds onto you so that there's no draft up the sleeve. Oh, that thing is like butter. I still have it on the very cold days here, or when I'm traveling someplace. That's my coat of choice.
Listen, El said this is the best gift I ever got myself.
Well, no, I got it for my ex-husband at the time.
I know. That's why I said you said this is the best gift I ever got myself.
Oh, the coat had some weight, Breezy. That coat is heavy. Almost like you're wearing a weighted vest sometimes. But that coat is good.
Amen.
I have changed the buttons when I claimed it. I changed the buttons on that pea coat and gave it a little pizzazz. And I'm still rocking it.
Amen to the gift that keeps on giving.
But I didn't repossess it. It just stayed with me.
Oh no, Trey did a full repossession because he said it was in her possession, so he repossessed it. Like, okay, thank you. Yeah, that's what I said. I got gifts that might have never made it to their destination, but once they get there, I tend to be like, you can go ahead and keep it and remember me. And meanwhile, I'm telling you, you can have all your stuff back. But I think I didn't buy it actually. Shoot, somebody left. I had borrowed a jacket and they left it in my possession. Child, it was years. They ran it to me one time. It was like, you still got my coat? I was like, I probably do. Probably do in one of my storages somewhere. I wore that thing out through college. I ain't gonna even hold you. And it was a time. Now I know we're against Tommy now, but it was a time when Tommy was in. And this was a big old Tommy jacket, and I was over there in the Midwest while it was freezing. Oh, baby. Woo, bless his heart for leaving that jacket, baby. Thank you. Woo, made it through the whole winter thanks to that man. Whatever happened to him, it wasn't a gift. It was his jacket. He just had, we was out at the beach one night and he let me use it. And so that jacket never made it back to him. I appreciate him for that, though. He was a good man.
He was a good man.
Mm-hmm. He don't know how he helped me through the winter with that jacket. Like, had it not been for him, I'd have been still frozen to this day. Oh, the gift that was most precious to me was a guitar brought my ex-wife. When I came to get my clothes and property, that guitar was missing, buddy. I was hurt, but I never asked what happened to it. Yeah, I can see that one now. I can definitely see that one. Because I definitely now that's something I might be looking back up in there for, because I actually would use a guitar too myself, so I'll probably be looking for that one. But then it's missing, so then it's another problem. Like, hey, where that guitar I got you though? That's what you needed to repo, Trey. That guitar. You needed to figure out where that one went missing.
Or just say you're going to go down to the station and file a police report. So if it comes up missing in the community, they'll get it to you. It'll resurface after you say that.
Mm. Yeah, definitely repurpose it. Hey Gigi, Sean, repurpose
Hey,
that.
Gigi.
That oh, he said the ex-wife got the guitar from him. Oh, dang, she repoed it. Oh,
That's where he learned it from, I guess.
oh, see the karma.
No, Jay. We said we're not going
Sorry,
to do
Trey.
that.
I'm sorry, Trey. The karma. Oh, that's why sometimes you gotta leave them gifts. Just gotta leave them. Just chalk it up. Like, hey,
Oh, how are you going to repurpose the old wedding band? That's interesting. Sean said, my old wedding band is so nice. Elsa just inspired me to repurpose it. Okay.
I think that'd be nice. I think that'd be nice if you repurpose it to something else. I've seen people do that before, so I know I was wrong. I'm sorry, Trey. Y'all know I'm not above the petty right now though, but it kind of was karma. No, that's not my car. Okay, it kind of was a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you did the better thing though, Sean. So I can't. I mean, Trey, I can't fully call it karma because you did go to that person and not just take the shoes back. You did kind of ask for them back. So I won't say it's karma per se, but the energy was flowing through the air. Either have a jeweler resize it and put it on the finger. That's what I see people do a lot of times is have the jeweler resize the ring and they wear it on another finger, add a couple other little thingy things to it, put a little bling bling.
Can you have it not resized but redesigned and have it be a lapel pin?
You can. He didn't start the repo though. The repo was at 19. I don't think Trey was married before 19 now. So. Bye. Let us know what you made for dinner, child. I know I need to go get ready to cook because my meat should be thawed out by now.
That's another thing I learned from the old people. I finished cooking by 4 o'clock.
Oh, child, I'll be ready to eat as soon as I finish cooking, so I can't cook that early. I gotta cook a little bit later because, like, I ain't had no lunch now, so I'll be ready to eat. Yeah, so that you was married at 26. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm yeah, I don't know. That'd be weird because if I feel like we was married and I gave you a guitar, I would just leave you with it though. But I don't know what she did with it. Maybe somebody else took it too. You never know. So you never know. I'm not gonna say it was your karma because we don't know who actually took it either. So there's that.
Or Sean, you could get it like a signet ring and wear it on your pinky finger.
That'd be nice. But then he's gonna have to shrink it though. I don't. Well, yeah, I guess.
See Sean, banging it on the table like House of Cards.
Ah! Now he out here, Nikki Barnes and us rotating that ring on live. Rotating that pinky finger on live and stuff. He get to talking to us.
But then we have to think, we always thinking about relationships and the next step. How will Sean's future wife view him repurposing and rewearing this ring? Is she
No. We're not about to wish no craziness into Shaw's life.
No, we're saying she needs to understand it's been repurposed.
Yeah. Well, she don't even need to worry about it. She just need to know it's a ring. She don't need to know the ins and outs of it. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice ring. Okay, thank you. Maybe I'll get you one too. Now, as long as he ain't repurposing it for her, she need to not worry about those details.
Gigi said she don't need to know.
Exactly. I'm with Gigi. She don't need to worry about that. This is long before you, boo-boo. And you know that I was married. So people keep their wedding rings. So I don't see. I never understood why people get all up in arms with stuff like that. You still got the wedding ring from this person. Am I still wearing it? Like, jeez. I don't know.
I still have my old set.
Well, see, Sean is sensible. He said if it's a big deal, he'll get rid of it.
It meaning the ring or the person? I'm just kidding. I'm just
Breezy asks, so if you guys are okay with your partner wearing or using gifts from past relationships. What did you say to that, Elle?
I don't care if they have a gift or using it from a previous relationship. It's about us right now. So I really don't care. I'm sure my husband has gifts from either his first wife or previous exes. It really doesn't move me.
Yeah, that's how I felt, especially at my big grown age. What am I going back years to figure out who gave it to you, why they gave it to you, all this stuff. Like it's part of a past that I wasn't in. I don't care. And if it's still something that's usable, like at this point in my current relationship, I think there's some pots and pans here that it's from a previous. Listen, it's usable, baby. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much.
Wait a minute. Look at Sean's last comment.
As long as it's not lingerie, you don't care. Wait. How do we get? What is this referring to? Oh, okay. Sean, I got it. He's answering the question himself. As long as it's not lingerie, you don't care. I was about to say, have I ever worn lingerie? But most of the time, it's lingerie that I bought myself. So here, I can't recall. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't recall no man buying me no lingerie. I've done ask some people, but they keep talking about I want to see you in it. So therefore, there that goes. So since they'll never see me in it, I guess I'll never get it.
On that, I'm going to have to ask Sean some questions because I have an extensive collection from my first marriage that I still have. And my current husband does not have a problem with my collection.
Dun, dun, dun. Sean don't want to think about you showing some other man yourself like this. No, Trey, that's what they said. That's what they saying. They want to see me in it. But I just want them to buy it for me. I'm not trying to wear it for them. Just give me the lingerie. Jeez.
Sean said you have to redo that collection. You can add to my collection, but I have some favorite pieces that I don't want to get rid of. So, it all depends on the relationship, but the collection grows.
Now, if it's lingerie, if it's lingerie, or however y'all want to pronounce it, if it's that, generally, if you buy me some to replace what I have, I will get rid of it. Now, if there are toys and different things like that, now hold on, player. No, hold on, player. I don't know if I can let those go just so easy. You know what I'm saying? But lingerie and stuff, because I throw away underwear and all that stuff a lot on a regular, it wouldn't bother me. Long as we replacing it. But I do have some pieces. Granted, still, it wasn't a man that bought them for me, but I do have some pieces in my collection that I won't get rid of because I will never find this particular style. And so
they are what? Limited edition from years ago.
Yeah, stuff like that I get. But I'm like Gigi. I'm not saying who bought it. You just enjoy. Be glad you see me in it. Because everybody that keep asking for to buy it, they won't never see me in it. Just buy it for me, please. Still trying to get this man to buy me something. He keep lying. Like, just buy it, sir. You'll never see me. You have never seen me in person. So why would you think you're going to see me in the lingerie? Come on.
So Sean is telling us that he would have to do an inventory of if she showed up in the trench coat, he had to ask her who bought that.
Oh, now you're going to ruin moments. Oh, my God. I ain't got time for you, Sean. Not you going to rip them into action this on purpose. Sean, stop it. Don't ruin the moment and don't tear up my stuff. Like, come on, Shy. Just enjoy the view up in it. He said that's not what he said. It was stop lying again. Stop lying and put some respect on his name. Sean said he gonna rip it off on purpose. So if you didn't buy it, it's not gonna be used again. And if you bought it, we could replace it. Y'all are a mess.
He's not ripping the La Perla, is he?
Wow.
Okay.
Not. I hope it's not, unless he go ahead and have them on speed dial, baby. Now you listen. I know what you're getting at, Sean, but I've been to took them off before you can rip them off. Like, hi, you see me in it? Too late. I'm out of it already. Let's go. Don't ruin the mood. Like, shoot.
See, Sean, you see, everybody's self-incriminating on this live. Sean,
we gonna get off here.
Destruction of property.
Listen, this 3 hours of this. I'm getting off of here. Y'all go let me go down. People still exposing themselves from 2023. Nah. We are done. He said he'll have a sales associate call quickly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yes. Well, if that's the case, you know what? I'm just going to pack all my old lingerie in the drawer for Sean and just let him buy me some new one. And then he only get to see what he bought me, and I have all the other stuff. And then when we break up, then I got his stuff, and the next person will never see it. I just make them see. That's what I generally do anyway. If it's something somebody else bought me, the next person will never see it. I'm putting it in pictures. That's how everybody gonna see it at the same time. Everybody gonna get a whole photo shoot at one time because now I done put it on IG and some pictures. There you go.
Trey says, showing me your lingerie shows me your dating history.
Does it?
That's if your dating history bought it for you.
Right. That's what I said. I just told you how I bought pretty much all mine. And shoot, Fredericks and all of them would tell you how well they knew me. I modeled half of I bought my stuff. So my stuff was coming through modeling. It wasn't even coming through the dating history. And to be honest with you, Trey, most of my suitors back in the day, they like my regular stuff over the lingerie. They prefer my little boy shorts and all that stuff over the lingerie. But I be feeling like my little boobies don't be filling it out anyway. So that's probably why too. Like better when I wear a little cutoff t-shirt and some boy shorts.
Don't give them the whole show.
You never know what you're going to get with me. I better not wear anything. I'm fucking around to be in a onesie. It'd be the sexiest onesie you ever seen too.
So Sean wants to be fooled. Okay.
Yeah, he just don't want to be in a knowing.
Okay. So don't be full on honest. Don't be, telling all the business. Keep some things in the bag.
Well, press your heart, Breezy, because you got a body that probably gets men to buy you lingerie. And then they always want it. Like I said, they always want this compromise. Like, I got to see you in it. No, you don't. Imagine me. Jesus. Yeah.
Wasn't that a gospel? Imagine me?
Yeah, but they always want to ruin the mood, Elle. Like, just imagine me in it. You ain't got to see me in it. When I take the photo shoot, because that's what I'm using it for. When I do the photo shoot, you'll see me in it. Jeez. Act like you got to see me personally. I always want to ruin it. Just buy the lingerie and keep it pushing, sir. I don't know. But yeah. He said it's a Kirk Franklin song.
Mm-hmm.
Now Breezy getting the stuff paid for. I'm over here asking for her to pay for it, and she get it for free, and she don't want to wear it. Ain't this some bullshit? Story of my life. Story of my MFing life. Chap. I ain't mad though. I ain't mad. Shoot, I only wear it for a short time anyway. Like I say, most of the time I'm wearing it is for a photo shoot. To be honest, Elle said don't give y'all too much, but in the state of being I'm in, I don't even be caring for underwear, and to be honest, so there's that. Half the time, I'm wearing it for a photo shoot, or if I'm just really feel like I want to impress you, I may. I may. But I feel like lingerie look better on everybody else but me. So there's that too.
Oh, it's getting real after dark.
Yeah. All right now. So listen, we need to start a members. We can't have these two dogs on YouTube. I'll never get monetized. They'd be like, ma'am, look at this stuff you were talking about. Ma'am, no. Sorry, ma'am, we can't. Anyways, listen, all of y'all that has stuck with us 3 hours, I don't know how y'all did it. I don't know how we did. Okay, first of all, back, child. We've been everywhere tonight. I appreciate y'all because this is what I love y'all for. Y'all be riding with us through this craziness of us, and I appreciate you. Thank you, El Cid, for joining us and keeping the conversation going. Thank you, Seaway, for giving us your opinions and your thoughts on the topics that you didn't get a chance to speak on and more, because we had some good conversations. Of course, us three ladies is going to be back with some ladies panels plus more. We'll see if we don't offend too many ladies out here in the world. We'll see if they join us.
And thank you for dressing me for tomorrow. One less thing to do tonight.
Thank you and everybody in the chat that got LC's boots together to make sure. Trey, thank you for your stories. Everybody else that contributed to tonight's conversation, I appreciate you all so much. You know, what's this? Wait, what Trey say before I get my personal look on women? All white button clone sleeve dress shirt with black underwear and black heels, red bottoms. They look might work for you, Jay. L said too. Thank me later. Okay.
Unless Trey decides to take the shoes back.
Oh, it's a long sleeve, not cone. Okay. Well, he already told us the red bottoms come with the repo notice, so you've been warned. Okay, so
I have to hide those at the back of the closet.
right, you don't wear them when he's around. Okay, you don't wear those when he's around. You take a picture and send those to him, but you don't wear them when he's around. Okay.
I will run this by my fearless leader and see if that's how I should dress tomorrow.
Okay, let us know how that goes. See, he gonna say okay. We ain't worried about it.
He ain't gonna be worried because I'll be gone to work. He sees my wardrobe when I come back home.
Oh, jeez.
And then it will be like, oh, Jay in the chat dressed me.
Oh no, not you gonna blame it on me. You see how she gonna throw it on us, y'all? And your man know how to find my channel. No. I'm gonna make sure this part right here, the replay, stay in there. Like, Oh my gosh. Thank you all for being here on tonight's live. If you're catching this on the replay, bless your heart for sitting through all of this as well to get here. I appreciate you just as much, and I hope you have blessings all throughout the 2024 for sitting here this long. But, please leave us a comment. You like, you don't like, you disagree with some of the stuff. You didn't appreciate some of the stories that we had earlier. You want to shame me for my life. Do you? Okay, baby, I'm here for it. I'm here all year long, baby. We love you. You guys have a great night. We'll talk to you later. And again, I'll keep you guys posted on the community tab on the days that we'll have the women's panel, and we'll start that up so we could be here consistently. Okay. Look forward to y'all. We got some great topics to start with. So here we go. Let's see if I got anything to leave y'all with before we go. When El says man come looking for me, this is what I'm gonna tell him. No. It wasn't me. Y'all have a great night, okay? Bye-bye.